What's good, everybody, man? It's CDK, man. Listen, I didn't think I had time today to really get a live in. I had a lot of stuff to take care of, man. I'm becoming an old man, so I had a few doctor's appointments. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, when you get my age, you got to go to the doctor. You got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you got a fine bill of health. The doctor told me I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and life is good, man. Life is good at the end of the day, man. And before I get into boxing, I'm gonna get into this, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. What I got is, if it's just me, man, I do this for fun, man. At the end of the day, if I never make a dollar, I'm talking about boxing, I still enjoy doing it because that's what it's about. It should be about having fun, voicing your opinion, not having any worries, man. Just talking boxing, and I talk boxing every day of the week for free. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if I make $1 off of this right here. This is not gonna make or break me in life, man. I'm gonna continue to push forward. I'm gonna continue to be all right. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? My bill's gonna be paid with or without YouTube. So that's why I come in here and I'm able to give it to you raw and uncut. I'm able to give you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't need any gimmicks. I don't need any, sponsorship. I'm just gonna be good old CDK, good old Los. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know how to be. In this lifetime or the next, all I'm gonna be is me. You understand? And being me has gotten me far in life. It's been ups and downs on the way, but I have gotten far in life just by being me. And at the end of the day, man, I'm telling you, people want to hear the truth. People want to know the truth. I don't never want to be looked at as a guy that was untruthful, unreal, and I don't know how to be. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. This ain't bragging or just talking, man. I've been standing on business for so long and standing 10 toes down that I don't know how to be anything else but real. So I'd never be able to come on here and tell y'all something just to be doing it. All what you see from me is what you get. And if I don't get a view in life, man, if nobody never comes and gives me a view, man, you know what? I'm having fun. And I love doing this. And I don't need the money. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need the money. I don't care about the money. I just love talking boxing. I wake up every day and just be honest, ain't no bragging. I got a pocket full of money every day of the week. God truly has blessed me. So when I give y'all this YouTube and I give y'all this boxing talk or whatever I'm talking about in life, just know it's coming from a real place, man. It's coming from a place of great intent. I'm not gonna feed you no BS. I don't want to do that. I just want to stand on business, man, like I always been doing. What's good, my brother Prize?
Yeah, salute, CDK. Salute.
Man, to you, my brother, man. I just letting people know, man, when they come this way, when they come to CDK Sports Talk Network, you know what I'm saying, they gonna get nothing but the best. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hill in the building, man. You know, anytime you wanna come on stage, the it's right there in the comments. But I like, getting back to what I was saying, YouTube is not gonna make or break me. God done blessed me and put me in a great place in a great space, man, where I'm able to make a nice amount of money. I'm able to feed my family. I'm able to wake up in the morning and not have a lot of the worries that some people have. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing in life. You know what I'm saying? I always give all honor to God. So when I'm giving y'all this boxing talking stuff, just know you get nothing but the real me, and I ain't gonna never lie to you because I don't need for anybody to feel like I gotta feed them some BS just to get a view. I don't care if nobody watch the channel, man. But for the ones that do, man, thank y'all. I love you and I appreciate it. And with that being said, man, we're gonna get off into everything that's going on. I be at work at nighttime, so a lot of times I don't get the opportunity to speak my mind about situations. But breaking down the David Benavidez situation right now and going over what David Benavidez said last night or this morning, he said that he got the title. It wasn't the way he wanted to get it, but nevertheless he has it. And with him having a title, somebody gonna have to fight him.
Yeah.
People can't keep running, ducking, and dodging. People can't keep playing games. And I really believe, Prize, that a lot of this has to do with a few reasons. It has a lot to do with Turkey Sheik and him holding, the keys and basically showing his power. David Benavidez being with PBC, not being with him, and being loyal to Al Heyman and what they got going on, and standing on business when it comes to that. And I respect David Benavidez even more because he's not willing to sell out in order to, do what Turkey or anybody else wants him to do. He started with Al, and I guess he said he gonna finish it with Al. Man, what do you feel about it?
Hey, I ain't mad at David Benavidez. He's creating his own legacy. He's doing it his way. If some people may agree, some people may not agree. But at the end of the day, he doing what he wants to do. He's creating his own legacy. Now you're gonna get people start running around calling him the email champ in a minute. You know, you heard it first. They're gonna start running
Yeah.
around saying, well, they emailed him the belt. And it ain't the way he wanted to win it. He's a warrior. Um, I support him. Um, I ain't mad that he not. I mean, I did want to see him fight Canelo. I do want to see that fight, and I definitely want to see him fight the winner of Bivol and Archer Beterbiev. But you know, politics of boxing, you know, the business of boxing is gonna stay in the business of boxing. So he's,
Definitely.
and I think the WBC, they already told him, if you try to go into that rematch with Artur Beterbiev, we stripping you of the WBC belt. They already said that. Like, if you pay attention to boxing, we already knew this was gonna happen. They said the WBC said it already. You know what I mean? They said that they were going to strip Dmitry Bivol if he goes in that trying to fight a Artur Beterbiev rematch. They're stripping him,
Mhm.
and that's what they did. They stood on what they said. They stripped him, and now we gotta wait to see what happens. You know, David Benavidez is the WBC light heavyweight champion, whether you like it or not, and we'll have to go from there, dog.
Yeah, yep. And you know what? With them stripping Dimitri Bivol the belt, now the fight kind of loses some of its luster because there won't be a two-time undisputed champion when that fight is all said and done. So, there's a lot to take, you know what I'm saying, to take in too. Because I feel like Arthur had his mind made up that he was gonna be a two-time, you know what I'm saying, undisputed champion, and it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And I want to go back, like David Benavidez has been messed over so many times. How long did that man wait for Canelo, and nobody ever stripped Canelo of their title? He stood in line forever, and
Yeah,
Canelo said, "Go make your own lane, or you only bring 20 pounds. That's all he brings to a fight." But if that's all he brought, Canelo sure didn't fight him. You understand what I'm
no,
saying? Canelo
right,
done everything but fight that man and talked about that man. And you want to know how good a person is. Anytime somebody asks for 200 million to get in the ring with you, that tells me
yeah.
everything I need to know about what they saying about you. People can say whatever they want to, but we all heard Canelo say he need 200 million to get in the ring with that man. He ain't asked for
Meaning he
200
don't
million
want
to
to
fight
fight.
Bud. Yeah, he don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying, Pride? He don't want to
Yeah.
fight. That's okay with me. I have no problem with what I see now. David Benavidez, they told him create his own lane. Well, guess what that man done? He went out and created his own lane. He started to
Yep.
make his own legacy. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Pride? Are you happy
Yep.
with the lane that he's
I,
creating?
yeah, I ain't mad at the lane. He got to do something. What do you want him to do? You know what I mean? The man Canelo ain't interested in the fight, so he had to keep it pushing. And then he took on some decent competition. Everybody screamed, "Oh, David Morrell, fight Morrell! You chasing Canelo, Morrell chasing you." He turned around and said, "You know what? All right, I'm gonna fight him." And they fight him. He fought him and he beat him convincingly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now he was supposed to fight Dmitry Bivol. Then the politics got in the way. Turkey probably told Dmitry Bivol, "You ain't going to fight him. Forget that belt." You know what I'm saying? We gonna still say this is undisputed, or probably some crazy stuff like that. And
Yep, yep.
and then so David Benavidez started. Now I don't know what he's gonna do now, but like we talked about earlier, maybe Caleb Smith might be next, something
Yeah,
like
yeah, they say
that.
he next. From what I'm
Yeah,
hearing, he's
so
next.
that's a pretty that's I guess it's cool. He is just, I expect him to win, stay busy, defend your belt, get your mandatory out the way, and then see what's up. You know what I mean? But he's staying active, creating his own lane. It's some food out there for him, and we gotta just wait and see because the politics thing got in the way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
The politics
So,
just pretty much got in the way.
and you know what Turkey told, and this was crazy. This is what I'm starting not to like about some of the things that Turkey is doing. Turkey told Demetri Bieber, or he told someone else. He didn't tell him directly, but if he knows what's good for him, he'll let that belt go, and he'll do what I ask him to do. That's you know what I'm saying. That's crazy to
Yeah.
say something like that. And think about this prize when what would make him when everybody wants to see the David Benavidez versus Demetri Bieber fight. From what I'm hearing, like the polls I've seen, everybody saying they'd rather
Yeah,
see that
that's a
fight.
solid fight. Yeah. Solid
Yeah.
fight. If he
So
can't, if no Canelo, why not? Why not Bevo? Bevo just beat Arthur Better be at people. You know, I picked Bevo to win that fight. I picked him to win the first time. He came up a little short, a little controversy. Some people say this and that. I said I'm still rocking with him, and he won this time. So you know, I wouldn't have mind. I was like, all right, Canelo want to act like that. Go ahead. I don't even care. Let him fight the Edgar Berlangas of the world and all them guys. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't even care. I'm watching what David Benavidez is over here taking on tough challenges. David Morrell, you know what I mean? Trying to fight Dimitri Bivol, somebody that beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I respect David Benavidez, man.
And you know what, Prize? When David Benavidez said that he was handling Demetri Beaver in Spawn, makes me feel like he had to be handling that man in Spawn. Whatever
Yeah.
make you, you know what I'm saying, shy away from tough competition. I know the money's there. I know what's going on with Turkey. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just saying Demetri Beaver is scared. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's foolish talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? But he shied away. And I've always thought Demetri Bivol, man, was one of those fighters that would fight anybody, you know. And some people are saying this pride, well, Arthur Better Beaver is a better fighter than David Benavidez. Is he? We don't know that
Well,
for
we
real.
don't know. We got to see the fight, bro. Because all y'all thought that he was better than Dimitri Bivol. Now they about to fight in a trilogy, so we gonna see who the best. We don't know. They beat each other. They took each other's oath. So now
Yep.
we got to see the trilogy, and I didn't understand why the WBCC they pissed off at because the way how Turkey handled them with that Canelo situation when Canelo tried to get that WBC belt. So they're having a
Mhm.
pissing contest at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because the WBC, they's like, all right, well, if you want to go do this, well, then we stripping. You know what I'm saying? We taking our belt and we giving it to Benavidez. We going over here with it then. And Turkey's like telling Dimitri Bivol, listen, you already locked in for this. You're getting way more money than you're gonna get in the Canelo in the Benavidez fight, which I don't know if that's true, but I'm
Right.
guessing that's what Turkey is selling them. And don't worry about that belt. We still gonna have an undisputed fight. He probably said something like that to him, bro. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that's what he said, but he might have. He
Yep.
might have.
You right about that. I just feel like, man, this man. Anybody trying to look down on David Benavidez or have any problem with what took place and blame it on him is crazy or out of their mind. And David Benavidez is only doing what he's supposed to do, man. He's going about it the right way. He's moving like a champion should. Like I got him and Devin Haney as two of my fighters that are moving the right way in the sport of
Yeah,
boxing. That they're trying to do what the fans want them to do. And even with them doing that, you still have people willing to hate on these guys, man. Like they willing to
hmm
really hate. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's a few reasons. I got a few theories. I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. And I'm throwing this out there for anybody want to know. When I got an opinion, it's gonna be my opinion, and I won't be swayed from my opinion. It's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. I could be right, and I'm just gonna respect everybody else's opinion. I feel like that Turk Al Sheik, now that he has Canelo under his wing, he really wants to make a Canelo versus Arthur or Dimitri Bivol fight. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he gets all the money. You know what I'm saying? All the
hmm
money coming into his home, basically. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
they're trying to keep David Benavidez out the way. We're gonna keep him out the picture, and that's what they're doing. David Benavidez, man, is not. I don't know if he's gonna get the opportunity next, even after beating Callum Smith, because I'm picking him to beat Callum Smith right now. If that fight happens, I don't know if David Benavidez gets the opportunity next. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tragedy in boxing, man, for this to continue to happen for people that earn the right to get in the ring and fight, not to get that opportunity. And it just, man, it's becoming sickening, man. And I'm tired of. I thought
yeah,
Turkey was gonna come in here and do the right thing for boxing. I thought Turkey was a man that was gonna try to get the fans what they wanted. Well, this time he looked around the room and he read it wrong. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
yeah. He looking like he's just being like everybody else, not wanting to make the fights. People say, "Oh, Turkey make the biggest fights." Well, why did he stop Dimitri Bivol in the David Benavidez fight then? Why did he interfere with that? That fight, Dimitri Bivol looked like he's ready to go. You know what I mean? That was a big opportunity too. Either one is big opportunity for Dimitri Bivol in a good. He's definitely in a good spot right now. But I feel like Turkey came in there and he's just being like anything else. It's creating the side of the street. If you ain't over there with them, then you might not get this. You know what I mean? But if you over here with them, then you could get this fight. It still looked like the same thing to me.
Yeah, and something that Free brought up yesterday that makes sense. Turkey is working with Al Hammond at times, but this is
That's
what
cool.
Turkey is doing. Any fighter that like Carlos Adams that signed with PBC and he fought on Turkey Al-Shee's card, and it was a few more fighters from PBC that I didn't notice that Free brought to my attention, and I appreciate that have actually been on the Turkey card. But people like Tank Davis and David Benavidez, when you basically make an announcement and come out your mouth and tell people, hey man, when they ask you about Turkey, I'm with PBC, I'm with Al Heyman. That's where the problem lies. He
Yeah.
don't like that. You understand what I'm saying? He don't
Yeah.
like that right there. He want everything to be about main Turkey. If Turkey say it, it's gonna be this way. You know what I'm saying? And David Benavidez and Tank Davis are kind of real vocal on about how they feel about the whole situation. Even people miss this. Tim Zoo had said some stuff about that. You know what I'm saying? Tim Zoo
Yeah.
has said the same thing. And I feel like those guys right there are gonna have a tough time basically getting fights that they want if Turkey has anything to do with it.
Yeah, if it got to do with a certain name, they're gonna be tough. But for right now, it doesn't look like David Benavidez is having any trouble moving without Canelo because
Nope.
from Ben David Morrell, that was a pretty, that was a nice win right there. A lot of people thought that David Morrell was young enough and, going to just outwork him or just stop him. And some people, I heard people say that he was going to stop him. I was like, man, I think he going to beat the young
Yeah.
boy up. And
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
he did. He went in there and won the fight, and he got that on his record. So you can't take it from David Benavidez. He moving the way he want to move. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that as long as you fighting some good fights too, though. You can't be fighting just picking anybody and saying, "Hey, I'm moving the way I want to move," and not taking the big fights. Some people feel like Tank is doing like, I'm moving the way I want to move, but I'll give you a Lamont Roach. Now, surprisingly, Lamont Roach showed up. You know what I'm saying? But again, nobody wanted to see that fight. But now, maybe they want to see it now. But going into it, and cats ain't want to see that dog. Like
No, they didn't.
we get on here and be like, why? And Lamont Roach came and shocked everybody. Now we like, yo, he can probably beat him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you want to see it, but you got to make the fights happen. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Turkey's doing that. He's look like he's trying to do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you, it's either like get down or lay down. So
Salutski.
I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
how he is with the sanctioning bodies, but he looked like he don't get along with the WBC to me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. He don't get along. Salute Market Dan.
Salute,
We're
Marky.
gonna keep it clean. We're gonna keep it clean, Market Dan. If you can, please keep it
Yes,
clean.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate that. Now I'm gonna say this right here because I got to catch some of the live last night, and I be at work and I get an opportunity to try to catch y'all. Salute, cuz salute. You know what I'm saying? But man, listen. Nobody should be blaming Benavidez for anything. Benavidez, the email champion thing. Listen, we know that's gonna come out of nowhere. People gonna start calling him email champion. Well,
Yep.
he been emailing butt whooping for a long time now. So
Yeah,
call him
That's
whatever you
also
want
a
to call him.
fact. That's
Yeah,
a
but
fact.
he will email you a butt whooping if you get in that ring with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that holds true with him because he fought too much competition. You know what I'm saying? It was too much going on. Hey Smith, hold on for a minute. I'm trying to do my STN. If you don't mind, brother. No disrespect, but right now I'm just trying to get my STN. I got some more brothers coming in. STN Sports Talk Network. Now, so he's basically trying to, you know what I'm saying, get the opportunity, man. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. There's Anthony Yard. I wouldn't mind seeing David Benavidez beat up on the Anthony Yard, beat up on the Callum Smith. Man, take all those fights, man, that's up there at 175 pounds, and those guys that's in the top 10. One thing about Benavidez, he doesn't go outside the top 10 if he don't have to. He gonna fight everything in the top 10. What Market Dan? What would you like to see Benavidez do if he don't get this since he's not gonna get that fight with Bivol.
Yeah, I don't mind a Anthony Yard or a Joshua Boatsi or a Callum
Mm-hmm.
Smith. I think those are, I wouldn't even mind seeing him go, across the sea and building up a fan base over there. Beating all three of those fighters in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? I think Benavidez might have a chance to become a global star if he do that. But yeah, those are the three fights I'd like to see him do. But to this Turkey and Bivol and Benavidez situation, last night I was really indignant about it. Um, I really just couldn't understand. I just really couldn't understand why it just seems like when it comes to this young dude, he can't ever get his opportunity. He can't ever
Mm-hmm.
get his chance for whatever reason. But then I had some time to sit down and think about it. I sent it to y'all in the group chat the other day. It's right there on Saudi Arabia's government website, their budget statement. Turkey's mandate is to make Riyadh season the biggest entertainment platform in the Middle East. So if I think the big sticking point for him in making that Benavidez Bivol fight is that Beterbiev and Bivol will be in the Middle East. And Benavidez has said he wants his fights to be over in the US. And I really think that's the only sticking point when it comes to Turkey and fighters like Tank. I think Turkey would gladly pay Tank $20 million if he would come to the Middle East. So
Hey, let
I
me.
think so. Yeah, and like I just said, Beterbiev Bivol, that's gonna be over there, and Beterbiev is Muslim. Like that, that's a huge like rivalry over there in that part of the world. Like I don't think we are appreciating it that much.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this right here. Let me say this, and let me ask you what y'all think about this. David, if you look at the title, it says David Benavidez is on. Basically, he's right there on the verge of stardom. And I'm gonna say what I think is going on, Market Dan, and this might people might think it's a little too far fetched, but I don't. Canelo Alvarez, Mexican, whatever. We know that David Benavidez is Mexican, Ecuadorian, right? I think Canelo behind the scenes is really scared that David Benavidez is right there and on the verge of taking his spot. All he needs is a few more opportunities in big fights, whether that's Canelo, whether it's Dimitri Bivol. And I believe behind the scenes, there's a lot of people working to keep that from happening. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think
Yeah.
Canelo doesn't want him, to get that Dimitri Bivol fight. Canelo's not gonna give him the opportunity to get in there and beat him because hey, two Mexican guys in the ring fighting, and then the one that's been the king for so long goes in there and gets dominated and get beat. Man, what does that say? What do you think the Mexican fan base gonna do? They gonna
I
jump
mean,
behind
if
David
he
Benavidez.
go in there and if he go in there and he chuck them deuces and he still get beat to death, they gonna love him. They
Yeah,
gonna remember him. They gonna venerate him as a god, like the way they do with Chavez, and
yeah,
the way they did with Chuchu Castillo when he got beat to smithereens by Arguello in Mexico. They
yeah.
were
In
still
Mexico,
cheering for Chuchu Castillo even when he was asleep and he was getting carried out.
but
That's
see,
how the
that's the
Mexican
way.
fans are.
That's the way you look at it, and we know it to be true. But Canelo is feeling like I can't let this young man, this I'm
Man, he
saying,
need to
Mexican herd,
stop
just get.
that. He need to
Yeah,
stop that CDK because this is part of the
why?
process. This is part of the
If it
warrior
was,
process.
then see, this that BBO talk right there. Y'all get weird and crazy and don't want to open your eyes up to certain things. If it was part of the process, the fight would have happened already. All we gotta do is look and see the fight ain't happening. I'm
No,
I'm
I
stating
mean,
that.
I mean, when I say it's part of the process, I mean in terms of he wants the. I feel like Canelo feels like people are not giving him his full praise. You don't get it until you dead. That's
Well,
really
hold
the
on.
sad truth about it.
You don't
So
think
you
he
got
gonna
to
get
go
full
in there and
praise?
pass that torch.
They watch Canelo when he fight what we consider tomato cans when he's in the ring with them. He get 500,000-600,000 pay-per-view buys. So I feel like he's getting plenty of love and support. But I'm telling
He
you,
ain't getting
Canelo
all
doesn't.
of it.
Yeah,
Okay, them
Canelo.
people, them Marquez, Barrera,
But guess what he
Morales,
do? That's
all of
more of
them
a
dudes
fighter.
hate on him. All
That's
the
more of a
Mexican
fighter.
legends
Yeah,
hate
they
on him.
do. But you
My,
know
my
what?
bad,
That's
CDK.
hold on, Market Day. That's more of a fighter thing, though. That's a fighter thing. We talking about the Mexican fan base. They love Canelo. They love him. You can't
Yeah,
deny that. You understand what I'm saying? You can't deny
yeah.
that a fan base loves him. I understand what you're saying. You dead right. They be man. Marquez and them have a whole lot to say when it comes to Canelo and the way they feel about him. But I'm talking about David Benavidez, a young Mexican fighter that's really talented, and you don't give him the shot. You dance around him and give everybody else an opportunity. Why would you not? Me being a black man, and if I had it was another black fighter, and I was at the end of my career on the way out, why would I not want to pass the torch or either show my greatness and beat him? You know what I'm saying? And let people say, man, hey, they talked about this young monster and look what I done to him. See, there's many ways to look at it, but I'm just
You
saying,
said that about Crawford, CDK,
Crawford, yeah, he's gonna lose.
and Boots. No, I mean Crawford and Boots. But you
I've
said that
been,
about
hey,
that
hey,
situation.
Pride. How many times you heard me say that?
Yeah, a bunch
Okay,
A
for
respect,
million,
sure.
respect, respect,
a
respect.
Yeah,
million. I stand on that,
respectfully,
man.
yeah.
I don't change,
I
Mark.
feel like
Again,
this. This how I feel, CDK. How
what?
in the world does Edgar Berlanga get a fight before David Benavidez? That stuff like that is the questions that need to be asked. How does that
Yep.
happen? No knock to
Duck
Belunga.
sauce.
I'm glad he got a payday. I'm glad I like Berlanga. He's entertaining. I'm talking about I like Berlanga more on the outside of the ring than the inside of the ring. Because the inside of the ring, he really not he's okay. But outside the ring, he be pulling up, he got his chains, he be talking ish. You know what I mean? He's funny to me, you know what I mean? And I believe that he will fight anybody. He'll go in there and get knocked out. That's why I like him. Kind of like Mayorga, you know what I mean? Mayorga wasn't that good, but he was damn entertaining. So, but David Benavidez, I'm rocking with him. Period. I think
Yeah.
that like he's got the bad end, but he keep on pushing and keep doing what he wants to do, and that's just it. And that's what he needs to keep doing. Keep trucking forward. That's all. If it's a Callum Smith next, fine. Go in there, bust him up, do what you're supposed to do, get out of there. I don't know. Maybe explore the next weight class. Tons of stuff you can do to keep your name. You know what I mean? Or unless there's some more light heavyweight fights that y'all want to see. I definitely want to see him fight the winner of Bivol and Archer Better Be. But I think that might be tough to make because of what CDK just said. I mean, what Marky just said when he read that, when he posted that thing in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Is that going to be in the way? Is it going to be politics? Is they going to make him come over? How's that going to work? Does Benavidez care if he go over there? How does that work? You know what I mean? So that's what we got to see.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, because Saudi wants to invest big bucks in bringing stuff over there.
Yep,
That's
you right.
that's what is that's what it's really about. That's why they shelling out all this money. That's why like I said, they shelled out all that money to bring Ronaldo over there. $260 million for 1 year, and
Ooh.
they were willing to give Mbappe $1 billion for a 1 year deal. Like but they want you to come over there and play in their Saudi Pro League, and I think that's how it might be with TKO too. But
Mm.
yeah, if those dudes decide to just break bread with them and come over there, I really think Turkey will have no problem. Like I said, paying guys like Tank
Hey, Mark, let me ask
whatever
you
he
this.
wants.
Let me ask you this, Mark and Prize. And you said we keep talking about going over there, but Canelo and Bud are in Vegas. So how do we, how do you, as I'm talking about, if you was Turkey, how do you tell another top elite fighter like Tank or David Benavidez that hey, we can't do it in Vegas, we can do it in Saudi when you have a fight, a big fight, taking place in Vegas like that. I'm asking y'all from
Canelo,
his perspective. What would you say? Not how I'm
well,
looking
it's
at
a
it.
four fight. It's a four fight deal, so he's gonna fight Skull and Bud in the U.S. But I could probably bet that the last two fights are gonna be in Saudi.
It's possible, and I agree with you. It's possible, but man, Canelo, you can't ever tell about him. One thing about him, he's a shrewd businessman.
Yeah,
I
he
got
might
to give him credit.
retire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't know about Canelo smooth, man. And now I used to think for a minute when they made that extra fight that they were gonna put David Benavidez in the mix. But now I don't believe that. I don't believe the Turkey wants David Benavidez in the ring with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Oh
know.
wait, but
He might,
Canelo
right
is
now.
fighting Skull
Oh.
in Saudi.
Okay.
I didn't
I
even
ain't know.
know.
Yeah, I ain't know either.
Nah, I'm about to say, yeah, that fight's in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
didn't even realize that.
Man, I
Yeah.
ain't realized that either. But I never thought about it. But I just knew because we hear so much about the Bud fight. You know what I'm saying? That's all I. They're skipping over Skull like he's nobody. I don't know too much about Skull. I know he's undefeated. I've watched him through. The guy punches real hard. Seems like he's a little slick. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but everybody's overlooking him. And I'm just wondering, man, how this fight is gonna play out. Like, what does this guy really have? Is he gonna be that type of where we get that current type of activity where nobody knows about him and he shows up a little bit? Man, what y'all think? Do anyone of y'all
I
know anything
mean,
about him?
he a Mexican excuse me, he's a Cuban CDK. Comes
Yeah.
from that Cuban school. So, and I've seen some highlights. He's a slick guy. He can move. He got a decent jab. Canelo is older. We've seen him against a couple trash bags now. He went farther with those trash bags than he probably should have. So I think anything could happen, and not only that, I mean, I just the fact that everybody's looking past William Skull
Yeah.
to Bud fight, like the gods of boxing and the gods
Man.
of fortune, like man, that don't favor well for you. That's
Man,
not a
Mark.
good thing to be doing.
Hey,
Yeah.
Morgan Dan, could you imagine how sick Bud Crawford would be if Canelo Alvarez was to lose? Man, I,
That's a
I
gut punch. I'm trying to breathe out. That's a testicle shot. Matter of fact.
don't. Man, hey, could you imagine that
Wow.
prize? Like, how would that be, man? If Canelo was to lose, what would Bud do?
Bud would
What
be
would he do?
sick. It's sick to the stomach. He probably still try to fight him knowing Bud.
I
Yeah, yeah.
can't remember who Aaron Pryor was gonna fight, but the person lost, and they said it was gonna be for a $3 million payday, and Aaron Pryor cried. He cried, a grown man in front of his family and
I
kids.
bet.
This is $50 million prize.
Yeah. I'd be sick. He's definitely gonna be sick to the stomach.
Well, you
And the
think
fight,
maybe he'd take the fight against William Skull for undisputed?
now he ain't gonna get paid that kind of money. So I mean, if he still get the money that he was gonna get for Canelo, I would say he probably would. I don't know,
Oh
man.
man,
I don't know. Hey, Terrence, what like I said, Canelo. I think people is looking over William Skull just a little bit for my liking. But I expect Canelo to go in there and handle his business off of experience. Canelo is not no bum, and I expect Canelo to go in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know a lot about the guy. I don't know how much Canelo knows about him. You know what I'm saying? But we just know we getting a fight. And Canelo's looking at being undisputed again. Could he be overlooking this guy? That's a big question. Like, could he be overlooking him? Could he be looking past him? Could Canelo, with all the experience he have, be looking down the line to turn Bud Crawford? That's what I
Canelo
want
is
to
a
know.
minus 3,000 favorite, and Skull is plus 1,360.
Wow.
So
That's some
that
good
means
money,
if you
boy.
bet $10 on William Skull, you'll win $136.
That's some good money. That's some good money. You know what I'm saying? Real
Facts.
good money. And man, that would be nice. You know what I'm saying? To uh, man, I don't know. Would Bud still get the 50 million for a William Skull fight?
Hell no. I
Man,
mean, well, I don't know. Maybe William Skull is a personality. Maybe he'll decide to fight down in Florida and Miami. You know what I'm saying? They got a big immigration problem. They got a big ICE problem. Maybe he'll rally his people down there. He'll be like, the he could become like a figure. You know what I'm saying? A real hero. That's
mhm.
how fighters have been in history. They've taken stances. You know what I'm saying? And right now, we need somebody to take a stance in this country because some of the stuff that's happening with the federal government, the way how they shipping people out of this country without due process, is wrong. So I wouldn't mind, like William Skull could be something like that, on top of being a great boxing champion. So I don't know. I'm just talking, but
Yeah,
and then maybe he could get the fight with Bud, but I don't know. That
man,
like that you
man,
hear all that dreamy shit I just had to dream up to get Bud $50 million, CDK.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna say this right here though. Prize, hold on, Prize went back down in there. What happened to Prize? I thought Prize was up here with us.
That's DeFrilio.
Yeah, I know D Free right there. Let me
Yeah, I
say
hit the
something.
button. I'm on my way to work. I hit the button. My
Okay,
bad.
okay, man. Like I said, what that is? What that your microphone? Come out, microphone. Oh, I thought I
That's
heard you.
free.
I ain't know what it was. I just think like I hope Canelo's not looking past Williams
Yo,
Skull. I don't know a lot about Williams Skull. I can say that, like I said, but man, it would be crazy to think that if he lost, Bud Crawford has set out. Bud Crawford is on the bench right now. He's not gonna take any chances of losing that bag, man. And that hey, it's a big bag, 50 million if that's true, like they're saying. But man, I can only imagine the look on his face if Canelo was to lose. Man, Bud probably jump off the bridge. I ain't lying. What you think, Free? What you got? What you doing, my brother? Can you hear me, Free?
Yeah, what's good? What's good?
What's good with you? We just talking about everything, a little bit of Canelo, Benavidez. We talking about it. We just mixing it all in. But we were talking about William Skull and him being, like I said, I don't know too much about him. I've seen a little bit of him. I've been able to catch a few highlights. Look like he got power. Slick fighter. Have you had the opportunity to watch him? What do you think about him?
Yeah, I seen William Skull fight. William Skull is here, here, black super middleweight version of Cambosis.
Okay.
he got decent boxing ability, but he has no power. I
Hold
think
on.
he only
Okay. Well, I don't know why it look like he had. Well, I don't seen a few highlights. I ain't gonna lie. A few highlights. A
Hey,
few.
Cambosis just needed one night to make history, didn't he?
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
Cambosis will fight somebody that's not on the same level or has the ring IQ or the fighting experience of a Canelo Alvarez.
Hey, Canelo's an old man, ain't
No, he's not.
he? Hey, I think he is, in my opinion.
Well, your opinion doesn't matter because he's not an old man. I mean, since when? Since when we call 34-year-olds old men?
I mean, 20 years in boxing. That's 50 years in
Well,
boxing age, DeFrilio, when you think about
oh,
it.
okay. So Floyd Mayweather had 21 years of boxing, and nobody said he was an old man.
Plenty of people said Floyd was an old man. That's why they gave him an out for not fighting Kell Brook and Keith Thurman.
They didn't give him no out for not fighting Kell Brook or Keith Thurman. You gave him an out. Ain't nobody give him out.
I don't feel like people criticize him for that.
Mm.
Do you?
Oh,
I don't think people do.
yeah.
That's what I mean when I say that people give him an out.
I'm looking. I'm just reading. I'm talking to myself, y'all. I wouldn't respond to what y'all were going back and forth on.
Yeah, but
I was looking at
No,
Skull's
no.
record, Free.
go
He
ahead,
got
Frillo.
23 victories, and you're right. He got 9 KOs. But I'm looking at the
Yeah,
names. Nobody I know, really. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. He ain't got no power. He ain't got no
Yeah.
power. I mean,
And I'm looking
and
at, hey, Free,
you
you're right.
you looking at he's going against a guy who probably had the most granite chin at in the sport of boxing at this moment right now. In
Yeah.
the sport of boxing right now, Canelo might have the best chin in the sport of boxing.
I'm going
And
to say he do.
He's a
I
bruiser. He's a sweller.
when have you seen Canelo bruised and swelled?
Triple
What
G.
are you what are you talking about?
Devil.
Have you been drinking BBOT this morning?
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
told him.
speaking
I
facts,
told him,
baby.
Free. I
The
told him.
man's a bruiser. He
Hey,
got that pale
hey,
skin. He
man.
bruise
I
easy.
told him he doing a BVO this morning. I told him, man, he doing a
I'm
BVO.
speaking about facts.
Man,
No, you
what?
And I'm
said
citing
you said
sources.
you said what fight he was bruised up and cut? What
The
fight was that?
Bivol. I ain't say cut. I ain't say cut. You see, he putting words in my mouth,
You
CDK.
said you said
Call
you
him
said
out.
you
Point
said
of order.
he's a bleeder, he's a bruiser
I said he's a bruiser. That's all
and
I said.
bleeder.
I said sweller. That's what I said after that.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
you
say
said
bleeder.
swelling. Bad. I know it was
Exactly.
something else you said.
Correct me.
No, yeah, that you saw him
Bivol.
bruised and swell and bibble.
Correct.
Yeah, that was him moving up in weight, fighting a bigger guy.
Well, William Skull is going to be a decently sized 168 pounder. Despite what
Yeah,
you
but
say, his record says he got some power.
okay. What? No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
How
Let me
many
see.
knockouts he got, Freezy?
9,
9.
I don't know how
He
many
got
wins.
he
And
got
23.
how many
23.
fights?
Yeah, he don't got
23.
that's like you hit it
Oh,
right on the head. Cambosis.
That's a Cambosis. So you
Yeah,
saying so what you telling me is you
yeah.
think Lamar Roach got power? Because Lamar Roach got more knockouts than him?
I think Lamont Rose his power look a lot better at 135. I ain't gonna say he's a. I ain't
Do you
gonna give
think
him
do
no.
you think Cam
I
do you think Cambosis got power? He got
No,
more knockouts than him.
no. Cambodia does not have power.
Exactly. He got
no,
more knockouts
no,
than him.
no, no.
So he ain't got no power. He got a few knockouts over some guys we never heard of, and it probably was early
Hey,
in his career.
did we think Caleb Plant had power like that?
Caleb Plant
Caleb Plant.
has deceptive power. He can get you out of there if he catch you right.
Nah, before that, nah, be honest. Before that
Caleb Plant
Darrell fight, we were
has
saying Caleb Plant was pillow fisted and this and that. Be honest.
I ain't never said that.
power.
Huh.
I've always thought he has deceptive power, like he can keep you off of. Free, you break it up.
The
You're
butt.
breaking up,
reason.
Frilio.
I
You're
don't
breaking
care
up.
how much power you got. You land that shot on an individual 9 times out of 10, he's going down.
He going
That
down.
was an excellent shot.
Sure
Yeah.
was.
But then he beat what's his name to a pulp. The fight after that white boy that almost put him to sleep.
That white boy got some power
McCombie
too.
was not good. McCombie is
he
not
got some
good.
power. He just got power.
McCombie.
McCombie only lost one fight.
How many fights did we
that
have?
man.
He only lost one fight. That's the plant. McCombie only lost one fight, and that's the plant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man was undefeated, Frilio.
One fight. I never.
Caleb Plant put him in his place.
McCombie got a fight. We're gonna find out just what McCombie really is coming
No.
up though, because
Just
Man, he gotta change his name.
because a man is undefeated does not give him power.
we know that. Well, I know. I'm talking about. I think. I think
he
Cole
was
talking about
undefeated.
he's
Last time
good or not.
Last time I checked, Cambosa was undefeated too.
No,
He
I
ain't
think
got
they
no
talking
power.
about Free. I think he's saying Hackett saying he's saying he's good. Like he was a decent fighter.
Man, look here.
No,
Y'all
like
are
I
gonna
said,
talk about the greatest story ever
Cambosis was
told.
undefeated too when he fought T.O., but that ain't give him no power.
No, Free. I think y'all on different pages. They're saying that he's a decent fighter. Me and you talking about power, and he ain't
No,
got power.
I said he's a decent fighter. I said I said he is Cambosis at super middleweight. He's a decent fighter. He just don't got no power.
Yeah.
Cambosis is a decent fider. He just doesn't have any power. He's a
And Free,
decent fighter.
I
Cam-
think
I'm gonna be honest with you, Free. I'm gonna say this right here. I'm not even so. I do not think. Well, he's a decent fighter. I ain't gonna take it from him. I was gonna say something silly. I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it. BBO, we're not doing all that. Any man, you call people H's and stuff. That man see you right now and beat you from pillar to post. I ain't gonna call.
No,
If he
like I
beat
say,
me up,
Cambos is a decent fighter. He just
okay.
he not on the level of Devin I mean that night he was on the level of T.O., but he's not on the level of Devin, Tank, and Loma. He's not on that level. He's a
Yeah,
decent
he's not.
fighter.
He's not. Thank you, BBO. Smash the like button. Another thing, I went through my thing, and what I think, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me say this. I'm putting this out there because I noticed I get views after, and people have been telling me they're not getting any notification. Well, you're not getting a notification because you ain't hitting the bell. Hit the bell, people that's coming in later on and watching my video, so y'all can start knowing from the beginning, and this is how I'm gonna build this thing up. I went through all my subscriptions and realized I only got a certain amount of people to hit the bell button. That makes a big difference. Who got the police going on, siren cars? Who got all that going on? Somebody cut that off. Mute your mic, please.
My mic is muted.
Not you. Somebody mic ain't muted. It was like what's the name? Not you. I heard the police thing and stuff and
Somebody
all that.
getting
I said, I don't know
chased.
who it is.
Somebody getting chased over there.
That's me with the win right there.
or it could be emergency vehicles. I mean, why somebody gotta be getting chased?
Mr. Ben Sanders. Mr. Ben Sanders love boxing. You know what I'm saying? Got a nice YouTube channel. Y'all go check him out as well, man. He doing over there, but he cover everything. You know what I'm saying? Just boxing.
Salute,
He cover
salute.
all sports. He got music. He do everything over there. So y'all please go over there and check out his channel for show. It's live and in living color. What's good, cuz?
It's good with it, man. Salute to y'all, bro.
And we ain't
Peace.
doing nothing up here talking about David Benavidez and the travesty that it is, man, that he continues to get done certain ways. But I respect David Benavidez to the fullest just for the man's looking for opportunities. And, I respect anybody that's looking for opportunities willing to fight the best. Canelo asked him to go make his own legacy. Look like to me, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's what he's done. He's went and made a legacy and a name for himself. And like I said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. We all gonna have an opinion on what we think or what we think going on. Nobody's opinion might not be wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we all got opinions. And I feel like there's a lot of people trying to hold him back. And I feel like that a lot of this has to do with Canelo. Both of them Mexican. Ecuadorian, you want to throw that in there with David Benavidez. But with Canelo being with Turkey Al Sheik right now, I feel like, man, they don't want to pass them keys over. They don't want to hand the car over. They don't want him to drive. You know what I'm saying? They don't want him getting behind the wheels of that Rolls Royce. No, you ain't going to get behind the wheels of this one. There's a whole lot going on, man. The reason they're trying to keep this man from doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they're going to end up making a Bivol and or either better be fight with Canelo before David Benavidez gets the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Free. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think that fight, Canelo will be fighting one of those guys if he gets past Terrence Bud Crawford?
No, hell no. I mean,
he might
fight. He might fight Bivol.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't fighting no Butterbean.
Well, I think Bivol. I think Turkey, to be honest with you, believes Bivol's gonna win. That's his guy. That's it. I'm just saying. Like I said, it's just an opinion. But I think that he believes that's his guy. I believe he thinks he's gonna win, and I believe he thinks that he holds all the keys, and he's gonna set that fight's gonna be set up. So if Bivol wins, do you think then that's what we'll see?
If he wants to be undisputed once again, because he won't have the belt, they named David Benavidez the WBC champion. So unless he wants to be considered an undisputed champion, he might fight David Benavidez. I don't think that Bivol ducked David Benavidez. I think he just went. He took the advice of his business partner.
Yeah, he didn't duck him. No, he did not duck him at all. And that's what I said. And that's what I like about you, Fred. You remind me a lot of me. You just call it down the middle and call it how you see it. And no, he did not duck him. But what did happen was, if y'all paid attention, Turkey told, and I'm telling you now, pay attention to everything that goes on, man. One thing about me, man, I always I've been through so much in life, I keep my eyes open. I look his own mouth now what he told Dimitri to do, and Dimitri Beaver done that. I don't have a problem with that. I know he didn't duck the man, but I feel like when it comes to Tank and David Benavidez, because they're so vocal and outspoken about, you know what I'm saying, they're loyal to Al Heyman and PBC, man, Turkey really got a problem with that. Turkey, man, is an egomaniac. I'm just keeping it real with you. Dude got a big ego, and he don't like, if it ain't him calling the shots, he don't like it. What's good, BBO? I can't. Your mic. What you say now?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. I can hear you now.
Hey, salute, man. Salute to my man West Indian Mark. Salute to the Puerto Rican himself. Salute to my brother at the bottom. I think David Benavidez, just showed us who he is, man. And hey, man, we never wanted the Canelo fight, and we know Canelo would have hurt him. So he was smart because Canelo's like the guy said it best on 40-Year Virgin. If I get the knife on my boot, I must spill blood, and we know Canelo's gonna spill David's blood. So that was a good idea, man.
It was a good idea, and I tell you why, BBO, because all he brought to the ring was 20 pounds. That's what Canelo said. So yeah, it was a good idea. David Benavidez never wanted to fight. He only wanted to fight. You understand what I'm saying? David Benavidez never wanted to fight.
I didn't get to finish.
The toughest guy. David Benavidez is by far, like I said, him and David Haney, man, them guys right there, man, I got the utmost respect for those two men.
Now, maybe Devin Haney, but I'll say this, before my man CDK, then let me finish. I just think at the end of the day, Benavidez is showing you who he really is, man. He's a hyped up fighter who's never fought anybody, and he need to go fight somebody. He don't deserve a shot at the WBC belt.
Y'all stop the cap.
But it is what. Hold on, can I talk, or are you gonna interrupt me?
I'm gonna interrupt you. You stop the cap.
But that's how they do, man. They treat black men like crap. That's what they want to do. They want, when a black man get on here, let's cut him off. Let's not let him finish. It's okay. They've been doing it for 400 years. We understand.
You're the racist.
We're not hold it, y'all.
I don't care about that. What I want to know is, you said this man never fought anybody. You was the one that said Boo Boo Andrade would knock David Benavidez out. You were the
Mhm.
one that said that David Benavidez probably going to lose to David Morrell.
Mhm.
You were the one that said that.
You said
So
the same
now
thing.
I did.
I
I
did.
didn't say
I
I
didn't.
didn't. I never said that David Benavidez didn't fight anybody. You did. I'm just repeating the things that you said.
Well, he fought
You
Morrell.
said David
Morrell was a
Benavidez didn't
prospect.
fight anybody. You
Morrell
just
was a
said
Ain't the
that.
prospect.
prospect, bro. Now,
So
me and
I'm
you
just
had
repeating the
multiple
things that you
arguments
said.
about that.
And I'm
About
repeating the guys that he fought. He
You're good, man.
fought
Check that.
David Morrell. He
yeah,
fought Boo Boo Andrade. He fought Caleb
Over the
Plant.
hill.
He fought those guys. He
We
fought Anthony Durrell.
we
He
knocked
fought
him
those
out.
guys. He beat all of those guys. Knocked some of
yeah.
them out. Made one of them quit. So what are you talking about? He hasn't
Well, he
fought
should have
anybody.
fought. He should
The
have fought
problem is
Christian Bealey. He
Canelo
should have fought
Alvarez
Oh my
has
God.
the
the man. Don't want to let
position.
me talk.
He
The man don't
has
want to talk. He's
all of the
grandstanding.
say of what
You
he does in his
filibuster.
career. We already know that Mauricio is going to do whatever Canelo wants to do. Remember when he fought,
CDK. Can I
when he
talk?
was
Yeah,
fighting Boo Boo
yeah.
Andrade, David
Hold on one second.
Benavidez, the winner of that fight, was supposed to be Canelo Alvarez mandatory. When David Benavidez won that fight, that whole mandatory went away. Mauricio never said, "Hey, I'm gonna order this fight." He never ordered the fight. That's Mauricio doing. You keep saying David Benavidez didn't want it. David Benavidez did everything to put himself in position to fight Canelo Alvarez. All he had to do was send David Benavidez to office so they can fight.
Oh,
That's all he had to do. You
okay,
keep
listen
saying
up.
David Benavidez didn't do it. Well, why David Benavidez stay at the weight class for 3 years calling for Canelo? It wasn't like he was moving up to number one. He was already number one in the weight class. He was
Hey,
already the
free,
number one contender
free.
in the
Let
weight
let
class
let
because
let
he
let
lost
let
his belt
let
on the scales.
BBO go
He
so
was
he
the
think
number
he can
one
move the
contender when
meter.
Canelo won it. He's
Jesus
been the number one
Christ, D
contender for
Freak.
3 years.
Free.
He didn't go anywhere. He stood right there, kept calling for Canelo. Canelo was the one that said, "If you want me to fight David
Hey!
Benavidez, give me
Yes, I know.
150 to $200 million." That's what he said, not David Benavidez.
BBO.
Remember, Canelo was also the one. Canelo was also the one that said he's going to leave PBC because they were trying to force him to fight David Benavidez. That was Canelo that said that. He tried to go
BBO, you
back
there?
over to the zone, try
I'm
to
here.
go over there to
I'm waiting until
Matchroom
I'm allowed to talk.
and Golden Boy. And they said,
Man,
"Nah, we're not paying for no
This is
daggone,
crazy for you. Out of
Jaime
order.
McGill fight." He
yeah.
ended up coming back to PBC because PBC said, "Okay, we're not going to force you to fight David Benavidez." You don't
Uh,
want to keep capping for this daggone coward.
okay. BBO. Everybody, we're gonna let BBO go on his rant. We're not gonna interrupt him. We're gonna let him rant.
Yeah, give him
Let's
5
let him
minutes.
hear it. Let's listen to the rant, y'all. Go ahead, BBO, rant.
Well, I ain't got no rant, and for you
My
to say
bad.
that, that's wrong. But you my brother, and I love you.
No.
No.
It's a rant because I want everybody to know this coming from CDK before BBO start. Anything he
No.
said, what that thing they say when people, this is not, you know what I'm saying, my channel does not,
The opinions of the
no,
people on the panel do not
Dog.
express the opinions of the channel or whatever. Da 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 da.
yeah, go ahead,
Man.
BBO.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Y'all boys, wow.
Appreciate the opportunity for you letting me come up here, CDK. I'll just say this, man,
You
because
already know.
brothers want to jump on the black man. They've been doing this for many years. I'll say
We're not
this.
gonna do that. Everybody up here is black, and I'm not,
Um,
and this channel right here is for everybody.
Hey,
hold
why
on.
you cutting off my brother? Why you cutting off the black man? You didn't do that to the Puerto Rican with the Puerto
Get a
Rican
Puerto
This
Rican
man.
talk
channel for
without no
everybody.
nothing.
I said free 3-4 times. Y'all heard me, and I would not do the
Yeah,
nonsense. I would not do the nonsense. I'm not gonna do the nonsense. Everybody from now on, please try to refrain from anybody from going on 15-minute rants. I want to hear from everybody. I love to hear everybody talk. This is just my thing to hear everybody talk. Go ahead,
So
BBO. I
so we so,
apologize.
so we had this. I appreciate you, CDK. You're a good brother. I'll
Yeah,
say this, man. No matter how we put it, we got a lot of people who talk about Canelo could have did this when they stripped.
BBO can't hear you.
he all
When they
capped
hold
out.
on, when they stripped Benavidez the first time, they try to act like Canelo the one that sold him the dope. He was on dope and they took his belt. That's not Canelo's fault. So Canelo wouldn't fall for the belts. Now you got these Benavidez people talking about,
Bro,
oh
he
yeah,
wasn't on dope.
Hold on,
okay,
free. Let him go. We're gonna respond to him. We're gonna rebuttal.
it's all good. I appreciate y'all, man. I ain't gonna keep going back. I appreciate you,
No, go
CDK.
ahead, BBO. I want
Go
to
ahead.
hear.
Anybody can go up next. Go ahead.
No, bro. I want to hear from you.
Um, like I said, he was on dope and he lost his belt the first time. Then the second time, when he lost his belt. He ended up missing weight. It was during COVID. Totally understandable. The fact is this is the same Benavidez who had an opportunity to fight for WC belt at 175 versus Beterbiev. He said, no, I don't want that fight. No, I don't want that. So it's been proven he has a track record of not wanting tough fights. So you talking about Canelo, who fought people at their best, like Sugar Shane Mosley at his peak. He fought a Canelo Cotto at his peak, fought Triple G at his peak, fought Kovalev at his peak, and you want to say this the guy that's scared of him? It's just kind of disingenuous. But I'll say this, man. All things considered, thank you, Benavidez, for showing us who you really are. You're a good fighter, but you'll never be a great fighter. And the whole reason with this Canelo fight, it's just like when Leonard didn't want to fight Aaron Pryor. We don't have to fight him. It's a tough fight. Nobody knows him at the time. Nobody knew who David Benavidez was at the time when he wanted to fight 3 years ago. So what are we talking about? And that's what I got to say. I'm not going to go on a long rant and go crazy, but salute to my man CDK and the Mighty
Thank you,
Sports
bro.
Talk Network.
Hey, appreciate that, man. Let me say this real quick because that's not gonna take me long. BBO, BBO. We're gonna break it down real quick. David Benavidez, man, David Benavidez is doing everything that needs to be done in the sport of boxing. Listen, y'all. I told y'all earlier at the beginning of the show, if y'all missed it, I only know how to do one thing, and that's be real. I can't lie. I don't know nothing else. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I don't know what BBO talking about. It don't make sense. It's nonsense. David Benavidez was the number one contender forever. What Canelo did do was wait till David Benavidez had a moment in his life where he made a mistake like we all do, and then he jumped on the opportunity. Because if he would have wanted to fight when David Benavidez had the belt, he would have faced him. Then we seen him also tell them he wants $200 million. When has Canelo Alvarez ever asked for $200 million to fight anybody but David Benavidez? That's ridiculous. And then he said, what? He only brings 20 pounds to the ring. That's all he brings. Well, if you believe that's all he brings, prove it. Because when Belinga came to the ring, all he brought for real was 20 pounds, Canelo Alvarez. You know, we're going to have to state the facts around here and stop playing these games. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you like Canelo Alvarez, ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you look across the ring and you see another man and you know it's another man on the other side of the ring, treat him accordingly as a man. And David Benavidez is just that. There's no need for us to lie on it. There's no need that you can say, I think Canelo Alvarez will beat David Benavidez. I ain't got a problem with that. But let's not lie on the man. Free, anybody next, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, like, see, BVO came up here and spread it a little bit of rumors. He added a little bit too much sauce into it. He said David Benavidez lost his belt due to him doing drugs.
Yeah.
At that time, he
That's a
wasn't
fact.
trying to fight. At that time, he wasn't trying to fight Canelo Alvarez. At that time.
Yeah.
The second time when he got his belt, when Canelo was moving up, when Canelo said he was moving up, that's when he started calling Canelo Alvarez's name. Y'all got y'all timelines mixed up. He started calling Canelo Alvarez's name when he was moving up. Canelo said, "I'm moving up." He started calling Canelo Alvarez's name. Because remember, Canelo
BVO's
didn't.
Hold on, Morgan. Dan. We gonna everybody gonna talk.
Remember,
my
Canelo
apologies.
didn't want to rematch. He didn't want to rematch Triple G, so he said he was moving up. That's when David Benavidez started calling Canelo's name. Well, you could come up here and fight me. Canelo said, "Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go to 175," and he fought Kovalev. Yes, he knocked Kovalev out. But what BVO also didn't tell you is Kovalev only had 4 weeks to get ready for that fight. That's what he ain't tell you. He got him on a short notice. Kovalev had just got finished fighting a fight 4 weeks prior to that, and then Canelo put him in a short notice and took that fight, and he got knocked out. And Canelo Alvarez saw that David Benavidez had lost his belt on the scale, and that's when he fought daggone Caleb Smith for David Benavidez's belt. And when David Benavidez was the number one contender to fight Canelo Alvarez back for that belt, what did Canelo Alvarez do? He fought Yildirim, his sparring partner, and said, "No, I'm gonna make him my mandatory." That's what he not mentioning. Also, what Canelo Alvarez did, he told David Benavidez, "Oh, y'all, all of y'all calling my name, y'all want to fight me? Well, how about y'all fight each other and I fight the winner?" Well, David Benavidez did that. He beat all of them. And he still didn't fight him. So you keep talking about the man was scared, the man this, the man was that. The man was sitting there calling for Canelo Alvarez ever since Canelo Alvarez decided to move to his weight class. Canelo fought everybody besides him. Everybody that was a name
Cause
at
he ain't
that
had
time,
no
he
belt.
fought everybody
Hold on.
besides him.
Let it mark it down.
Cause he ain't had no belt, and I think BVO's
Neither
point is
neither
right.
did
I
neither
think
did
BVO's point is
neither did
relevant
neither
because
did
we talk about.
neither
Hold
did
on,
Yildirim.
goddamn you
Hold
Puerto
on,
Rican
Neither
bastard!
did
Hold
Yildirim.
on, hold
No,
man.
on.
you hold on. You cut
No,
me
you
off.
hold on. I let you
No,
talk. Give me
you
2
hold on.
seconds.
No,
Mark it
I ain't
down
giving you
and free
nothing.
y'all.
I'm not giving you nothing.
Well, I'm
You
gonna
come
take
on.
it, goddamn you,
Man,
Hey man, listen.
you
respectfully.
said he didn't have no.
Hold it. Listen. What we're not gonna do now, I'm gonna say this right here, man. Respect my stage. I don't need no cussing up here. I've asked y'all please to watch the language. I don't do no cussing. Market Dan want to say what he agreeing with BBO, which is ridiculous, but let Market Dan go ahead and go
I've
say it's
just
ridiculous.
wanted to make the quick point that BVO bringing up the failed drug test for doing dope and for missing weight is relevant because he was making the point that David Benavidez is not disciplined and he's not ready for that level and that he doesn't really believe that he wants to fight. Whether or not you believe that, I still think it's a relevant point
No,
because
I
had
don't.
he
Okay.
had his belt at that, hold on, had he had his belt at that time, he might have got the fight.
No, he
You
wouldn't.
never know. Canelo's whole purpose coming to 168, at least according to him, was undisputed. So that is a relevant point.
Let me ask you a question, Market Dan. Let's be honest here, man. He wouldn't have got the fight. We're gonna stop playing games
Y'all,
and doing
Hey,
all
I
this.
don't know
Yeah, he
that.
y'all
wouldn't
That
have.
was
tripping.
Hold
Canelo
on.
at his peak.
I know this right here. He wouldn't have got the fight. Man, listen. There ain't but 2 people in the whole world that believe that the Canelo didn't duck Benavidez, and they right here on my channel. I don't know how that happened. The only 2 people in the whole world of
I didn't
boxing
say he didn't
that
duck
believe that. Hold on,
Benavidez.
hold on. Yeah.
Yes, you
Well,
did.
he ducked David. Yes, you did. You're basically saying that if you're agreeing with BVO. The man
He
ducked him.
wasn't agreeing with me. He was just making a point that I made.
Okay,
That's
well,
all.
if he making a
Both of your
point
points are stupid.
and saying that points were
Hold on.
fair,
We're not gonna do that, free.
Man, you stupid.
Your points
We're
is
not gonna do
stupid.
that, free.
y'all,
Your
okay,
points is
listen,
stupid.
okay,
Hey man, you just
maybe,
gotta call a
So
duck a
this
duck,
man,
man.
hold on.
yeah,
So this man, whatever. And personally at that time, I feel like Canelo would have beat Benavidez.
I don't.
That's how I felt at the time. But hold on.
Never.
And I never said that Canelo did not duck Benavidez. I'm saying at that time, it's relevant to bring up the fact Canelo was going for undisputed, and it's on Benavidez the fact that he didn't have his belt.
Let me ask you a
It is
question, Mark.
on him.
Did he
That's all
duck
I
him?
was saying.
Did he duck him though, Mark? Is what I'm asking you.
He
Do you
ducked
feel
him
like
later. I do think so. I do think he
okay?
ducked him later.
Okay, I can respect that, Mark. That's all I want to know. I just want people to tell the truth about the whole situation and what they really see. We know that he ducked them. That's not a Canelo's basically asking for 200 million is what doing what pricing yourself out. That's a duck move.
How can the A side price themselves out?
You can be the A side, the A plus side. If you ask for a crazy amount of money, you price yourself out. It doesn't matter if you're the A side.
That
You know
was
what
a
I'm saying?
mere bag of shells, CDK.
Nah, that wasn't. That was a 21
I
gun salute.
mean, how much money did he get from the Turk?
He didn't get 200 million, not for one
Well, he
fight.
said he wasn't gonna fight no Mexicans, but he done fought about two of them so far.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's not what he
Man,
said.
man,
He said he fights for Mexico. Not
no,
that he
he said
goes.
he
No,
was
he
That
fighting.
said
means
he's
you
not
ain't gonna
fighting
fight
He
his
no
said go
Mexicans.
He
ahead.
He's
said he
a
fights for
goddamn
No,
Mexico.
he
coward.
said he's not gonna fight his Mexicans.
I've heard him say that. I've heard him say that.
That's a fact.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest. If this was a panel where I could speak freely, man, I would have to use some choice words, man, because
you
that's
can
what they
speak
got.
freely. If you're an educated brother, you can speak freely and use words that's proper and still be choice.
You said what?
If you're an educated brother, you can still speak freely and use some educated words, and it's still gonna be on point. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sound just as good. It gonna matter of fact, it's gonna sound better.
I'll just say this. I'll say this. You know, I hear D Free with all this grandstanding and all these made up ideas. I mean, he should be writing children's books right now. But I say this: when it comes to the big fights, Canelo fought everybody. He's been the best fighter since Floyd, and he's about to fight William Skull, who's a monster. About to
no, he's
fight
not.
Terrence Bud
Oh
Crawford,
my
who's a
God.
monster. I mean, I don't know how many more monsters he got to fight. I mean, he might as well call himself Samurai Jack. Every time you turn around, he's fighting the toughest member jumbo they got. And I'll leave it at that.
I got one
So
question
didn't
for
he say?
BBO.
Didn't he say he wouldn't go fight
Hold on,
disrespectful
he ain't had an
fighters too, though,
opportunity
right?
yet, free.
I
He ain't
got
had an
one question
opportunity
for
yet.
BBO. I got one question for
Go ahead.
BBO. You said William Skull is a monster. Who did William Skull fight in his last fight?
William Skull is an IBF champion.
That
He
ain't what he
fought
asked. That
who?
ain't what he asked you.
He's an IBF champion.
Who
Who
did
did
he
he
fight?
fight?
And I believe he did he win the bronze medal in the Olympics?
I
Who
said,
did he
who did
fight?
he fight in his last fight?
I thought he won the bronze medal. I believe the
Who
bronze
did he
medal.
fight?
Who did he fight in his last fight?
He's from Cuba.
Yeah, who he fight?
Exactly. That's what I thought. You don't know him.
Okay,
How
Well,
many IBF belts is it out there, man?
just one.
It seems like everybody touches.
Yeah, it's just right because what they do is they actually do the job of the belt. They actually call mandatory. They're not kind of like bought like a lot of the other belts, you know.
what? All the belts seem like they're being bought these days. If we being honest, listen.
Yeah,
When YouTube unshadow banned me and let my viewership come back, man, like it should be, I want everybody to know. I want everybody to hear this. Y'all can come up here and destroy this man in the comment section. I'll talk about destroying. It's my brother, but I want y'all to destroy him.
you want somebody to destroy your brother? That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm talking
Nasty
about
work.
keeping it. I'm talking about keeping it real with boxing, not doing anything to be disrespectful. I'm talking about hitting you with the facts, telling you what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I'm speaking of facts,
No,
and
you're
you
not
my
speaking
brother.
no
I'm gonna
facts.
give you the facts. You know, you my brother, and I
If you
love you.
gonna
I'm
give
always
facts,
give you the truth.
BBO, if you're gonna give facts, I want you to give real boxing. I want people to know that you know the sport of boxing. That
You
you
heard
know
me
it.
just say this fight is just like when Leonard didn't want to fight
Because
Aaron
William
Price.
Skull, now William Skull, you can't sell William son to my son. You can't sell him to my son. My son know better and know William Skull is not a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he don't know, and we all know that William Skull is something for Canelo to do, to stay busy and make a few dollars. And to
And
be
let me ask you
undisputed,
this. Let me ask you this. If you
to
said
be
that,
undisputed again.
I'm gonna say this: if my nephew see that championship belt, he gonna know that belt means something.
No, because no, he don't. Because I've already trained him to know that every belt, and he already on point. He know there's a whole bunch of contenders and pretenders out there. He know the difference. You know what I'm saying? He knows the difference
Wow,
already.
CDK.
The
Yeah.
IBF, to be honest with you, though, CDK, the IBF belt, in my opinion, is one of the nicest belts. They got the most diamonds in it. I love the IBF.
I never said the IBF wasn't a nice belt. BBO is one of the, you know what I'm saying? You got to have the IBF to be undisputed. It got to be one of the belts you have. What I'm saying is William Skull, can't nobody on this stage, probably but free, baby, could name who he fought last. So let's just keep it real. I don't know, maybe my cuz, you know who he fought last? William Skull? Anybody? Tell me.
I don't
Heck
even know him
no.
like that. So I don't even know him. Period.
That's what I'm saying. We keeping it real. William Skull, we don't know nothing about William Skull. We don't have to try to sell William Skull. Canelo gonna go out there, should mop the floor with him, and do what he do and move on to Bud Crawford. Let's tell the people the truth. Canelo got to either
He,
fight in
he gonna
Rio.
do Bud
No,
the same way.
And
Yeah,
let's be honest.
William
Let's be very honest.
William
Even if
Skull
William Skull outboxes him, he's not going to win a decision.
I
William
think
what
I'm
you
gonna
say?
Skull
get this
fought a
first.
What you
dude.
say? What
Hold
you say,
up,
Mark?
No, I
William
said
Skull.
even if William Skull outboxes him, he's not going to win a decision. Let's be
Right,
honest.
right.
He's
No,
not going
William
to
Skull
win
fought
take
a
a
dude
decision.
by the name of Vladimir Sitkin. That's his
I've
name,
never heard of
Vladimir
I've
Sitkin.
never heard of him.
I know. That's why I asked. That's why I asked BBO because he said he's a monster. I'm like, who did he fight last? I know you don't. You never watched him. I know you never watched him.
That's a name of a creed too. Ain't it?
And
No,
say I never watched him.
You
To
would
say I never
you would
watched
have
him is
remembered
blasphemy.
you would have remembered that name because first of all his name is Vladimir. Second of all, the last name you can't forget. The man's last name is Shitskin.
that's his last name, Shitskin.
Shitskin. SHISK. I'm sorry, SHISHKIN. Shitskin.
I've never heard of him. You know where he
Never heard
comes
of him.
from? Yellow Taxi. That's where he comes from.
It
Yellow
comes
Taxi.
from
Hey,
Yugoslavia.
man, we got a cab company called ABC. Cuz no, man, they out there driving right now.
No,
Everybody William Skull fought come from ABC cab right there.
no.
Well, I'll say this,
Literally, I'm gonna tell
CDK.
you right now.
One thing's for sure,
Everybody
man. The
that
Lord is
William
coming back,
Skull
as my
has
grandma would
fought.
say. So we got to tell the truth
Everybody.
here, man. Canelo's the best fighter we've seen since Floyd left. It's just that simple, man.
Why you don't
Well,
why
I
you
can't
don't
say
say
that,
why you
BBO.
don't say William Skull a email champ? Why you don't say that?
He's not because he won the belt. Then I can't call him email champ if he did win it in the ring. I'm
No,
not the type of.
no, he didn't win it in the ring. Canelo dropped it and
Oh,
gave
okay.
it to
Well,
him.
I still ain't gonna do it to
So
him.
why BVO? No, I'm talking to BVO. Why
Oh, okay,
BVO don't say he's an email champ?
okay.
Matter of fact, why do BBO not say that Canelo ducked him?
That's a fact.
Whoa, that right there's a good point, Smooth. I ain't that, yeah. BBO, why the Canelo Alvarez, and we just doing anything, why Canelo Alvarez duck Williams Cole? Now he can't hear.
Violence.
Dog, this man, William Skull only fought in 2 countries. He fought in the U.S. one time in his entire career, and that was 2 fights ago. He fought in the U.S. This man only fought in 2 countries his
Where else
entire
he
career.
fought?
It was I don't know the name of this country. It's what is it? It's black, red, and yellow is the flag.
William Skull. Let's
Black,
see
red, and
here.
yellow. And then the other country that he fought in is what's the name of this country? I'm trying to see the name of this country.
BBO took off running.
Yeah, he only fought in 2 countries. Oh, I'm about to pull up the event. Where was this at?
Okay, BBO took off running. Hey, Mr.
At the
Hill said
fairground.
the notorious BBO at his
Oh,
finest.
Germany. He fought in Germany. He fought in Germany, and he fought in the other country
Germany.
that he fought in. Germany, and there's another country. He only fought in 2 countries his entire
That's where
career.
they like. That's where them Cubans like to defect to.
Now, y'all ain't know this, and I ain't want to say it about what Williams called, but this last fight was at the Piggly Wiggly, out back behind the Piggly Wiggly.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I thought it was at the fairground.
Yeah, that one too. That
That's
was
what I
the
thought.
one before that. That was the one
Y'all
before
boys
that.
tough, man. What if William Skull go in here and whoop on Canelo? Just outbox
Hey,
him for 12 rounds. Then
Then
what?
Canelo got beat.
I would laugh at BBO the entire month.
William Skull.
He gonna make me root against Canelo in this fight. That's what BBO gonna do. He gonna make me root. BBO gonna turn me into a hater, man. I'm trying not to become that.
See, that's what Canelo did when he went against Beaver. He thought he was an easy shoot.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
have y'all seen William Skull's daggone box rep picture?
yeah. He got glasses
The,
on,
ni-
look like a nerd.
the
Don't
dude looked like daggone Spike Lee.
Hey,
That's
he got
crazy.
glasses on, look just like a nerd, man.
Y'all boys tough, man.
I ain't gonna let him turn me, Mr. Hill. I ain't gonna let him do it to me. I know what he
He
trying to
I
looks
do.
thought
like
he
a
was kin to
comedian.
Adonis. He looked like he
Uh,
kin to Adonis.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the homie T. Hill.
Yes, hey, I'm gonna say this right here, man. BBO knows boxing. He plays a lot, but my brother, he know boxing. BBO know boxing. He know what he's looking at, and I appreciate it because it makes for a good show, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I like to go back and forth with him, but I know that BBO is a lot. He's a well, I don't know. Some days he's starting to make me believe that he believes some of the stuff he's saying. I used to didn't think that. Now I'm starting to believe BBO actually believes everything he's saying.
See, this is what I know about BBO and Marky Dan.
Yeah.
They have knowledge on the sport of boxing.
Okay. Uh-oh. Free, you said they got knowledge on the sport of boxing.
They have knowledge
Facts
on the
about the
sport
sport
of
of
boxing.
Yeah, he looking. That's what he doing. He looking to expand his horizons, Mr. Hill, and his scope and reach. But along the way, while doing that, he's also looking to drive other people crazy. BBO works on my nerves every time. That's what he do. I love it though, babe. That's my brother. But he works my nerves every time. I know when he comes to the stage that it's gonna be a show. He gonna give you a show, and he might say anything. You know what I'm saying? He might say anything. He don't tell what BBO might tell you. Tomorrow he might come up here and forget what he said about Benavidez and say Benavidez is the best thing since sliced bread. You don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you for real now. That's
And
BBO, man.
let me ask y'all something. How many after the fight with Crawford? How many fights y'all think that Canelo gonna keep with?
What did he say? He said he signed a 4-fight deal. I don't know if he's gonna hold true to that, but I know he got Skull and
I'm
Crawford as 2 of the
seeing
fights.
multiple sources
Yeah,
saying that
after Crawford, how many y'all think he got left?
it's a $400 million 4 to 5 fight deal.
Yeah. So for
Hey, y'all
Crawford,
forgot Golden Boy gave one of them and he toughed out on it.
yeah, But this at the end of his career. So I say this right here because I feel like at the end of his career, he's trying to take all the money in and get to the bag. You understand what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
probably that's the only reason I say he might go. He probably gonna complete the contract because Canelo, he might get what I'm gonna say he got if he want to 5 fights left, 5 strong fights before he decides to walk away. You know what I'm saying?
And I think he'll give Benavidez that last one.
I would hope. I truly would hope. But I'm not
Honestly.
worried about Canelo. I'm starting to worry more about Turkey. Turkey don't like Benavidez and he don't like Tank. Mr. Hill, you on
He don't
stage?
like them guys
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not
I'm
wanting
on
to bend the
stage.
knee and come fight over there. That's what he don't like.
Right,
What
right.
he
I
just
agree with
said.
all that,
What he
Market.
just
Then he
said.
don't like those guys, so it's becoming an issue now. Like those guys have told that loyalty to PBC, and Turkey don't like that. Turkey wants you to be loyal to him. He want to hear it come out your mouth. Like he don't like to hear what they saying, man. And that's just how I feel. Like I used to like Turkey, but I'm starting to see the ego, and I'm starting to see a lot of. I see why him and Dana White moving together. They move just alike.
So for me, I agree with the brother that said that will be his last fight. I think that it's too much money to leave out there for him not to take that fight.
Yeah,
I think that will be his rite of passage fight, and that will be his transition into like, okay, I'm done with boxing fight. Because
yeah,
at that point in time, a loss or a win doesn't mean anything, but cement your legacy.
yeah,
So either way, because people gonna say, well, hey, this dude is the new guy. Because I mean, you can say
yeah.
whatever you want to say about Benavidez, but he is moving the right way. Like
Yes,
if
he
I
is.
can't get the fight, I gotta go and make the next best fight I can make. I want
Mm,
this fight. Can we make this fight? Oh, we can't make this fight. Fine, then. I'll go get this fight. This is a good fight here. And on top of that, he's adding to his skill set. Like he's, those old carpenters or those old handymans that got that big, huge bag full of
yes, sir.
stuff. He's adding to his bag constantly, and you got to respect that. And on fact of that, he goes in there and he fights his fight. So I'm not. I don't have a problem with Benavidez. I think that more people should move the way that Benavidez is moving. A lot of people that are saying he's a paper champion now because he goes against or he opposes a iconoclast in Turkey or like somebody else's favorite fighter. And I hate favorite fighter syndrome because you didn't have that same energy when somebody else was awarded a championship without fighting. So it should not be for him as well too because you don't like him because he opposes the ideal that you stand for or a fighter that you root for. That being the case, man, I'm gonna say point blank, we gotta look at Turkey for what Turkey truly is. He's an advantageous person, and he's looking to take advantage of a situation that he can. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, he had promised somebody some money. Now, if we go out there and we get told for a job we're gonna do, we're getting 3.5 million at contract contracted to do this job,
Yeah,
and then because you make certain moves and you do other things, you come back to me when it's time to get the match in progress. I mean the job in progress, and tell me, well, I only got 500K for you. You're gonna be pissed.
yeah,
You're not doing that job. You're not trying to use him to have your services. And I mean, that's what we got to think about when it comes to the situation with Turkey. Turkey done made so many moves and allocated so many funds elsewhere that what he promised or that what he agreed to with this fighter, he can no longer hold to it. And only because it's that fighter and this fighter has had a history with not making fights or the money not being point on. And he's using that narrative to do what he's doing now. That's not cool. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Nah,
That's
I
not
know what
cool.
I
But
think. Know what I think?
that's
I'm gonna tell
on
you what I
Shakur.
think it is. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. Yeah, I think y'all missed it. Turkey is telling Shakur, "Hey, I told you I was starting this TKO, and I had a budget for each level of fighter. Right now, this is the level you on. This is what I'm paying."
Yeah, yeah, I was
Yeah,
getting to that. I was getting to that. I was getting. I
I didn't
think
want to
that
go
he's
there,
literally trying
but
to
that's just
indoctrinate
cold.
him to what they plan on doing. Like, yo, my top level is this, and even at top level, I don't believe you're top level yet. So you're gonna have to show me. So come over here and fight and show me that you deserve top level pay. But that's cold because my man agreed to this though.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Well,
what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
Yeah.
agreeing, and getting some paper with that ink on it, and then taking it to
Well,
that notary and getting that seal on it is two different things, Tommy
well,
Hill.
Morgan Dan, you're right. But in
It's
business, your word means in life, your word means everything. If I tell you something, I'm gonna do something. My word to me as a man mean everything, and I'm gonna stand on my word. So I can understand when people
I
being
agree.
mad at Shakur. I can understand where Shakur coming from, and whether or not he's a $500,000 fighter, I don't agree to that. I don't believe that. To be honest with you, I think Shakur.
Hey, but I mean, it's a little bit of
But
karma coming back around because
exactly,
remember,
Well,
him
I
and
ain't disagreeing with
and
none
I
of you
wanted to
saying,
make
Free.
that
I'm
point,
talking about with
CDK.
Turkey though. With Turkey, you know what I'm saying?
But hold on, CDK. This young man had a guaranteed contract of 5 fights, $15 million. He would have
Mm-hmm.
got $3 million for each fight. Okay, he got paid
nah,
$2 million for fighting a paddler. He could have got $3 million for fighting a bum on a Bob Arum card.
Yeah.
And now he's in this situation where he doesn't have a stable future. He
Oh,
had
I agree with all
guaranteed
y'all saying.
employment in
No, I
front of
agree
but
with
him.
see,
everything y'all
this
saying.
is this
Y'all
is what I'm
right.
talking about. But
Me and Mr.
this
Hill
is
talking
what I'm
about
talking
we
about.
looking at Turkey though. We looking at Turkey in his word. We can say everything about Shakur. We talking about a man breaking his word. At the end of the day, there ain't no excuse for breaking your word. In my that's how I live.
Hey, I mean, but
That's
like
the
I
way
said,
I
it's a
live.
little bit of
When
karma.
when
It's
you
a
when
it's
you
a
the
little bit of
bank,
karma coming
CDK,
back around though.
Yeah, bro. I'm saying it
But
right here.
hold up,
Y'all right. But
hold
my
up.
word, anybody know me, my word is bond. And when I tell
Yes,
you
that's
it,
you.
I stand on it. That's what I'm saying.
But
So I'm looking at
but,
Turkey
but
side
listen,
eye.
hold up. But listen. I think it's a little bit of karma coming back around. Cause remember, him and Jamel Herring had a clad contract. It was set in stone. This is what we're gonna get. Shakur decided to go behind Jamel Herring's back and
I
get
remember that.
some more money. He went behind his back and get some more money.
But
And
did it
then
affect
with
let me
the
ask you a
whole
question,
Frank,
Free.
but hold up,
I'm sorry.
with the whole
Did
Frank
it no,
Martin
did it affect
situation,
Jamel though? Did it affect Jamel pocket? Did it come out of his end or did Shakur just go behind his back and make a
it
business
came out
move?
of Jamel Herring's end.
Because I have a problem with that for sure. I got a problem with that. Now, that's another thing. Who allowed that? They ain't right. See, I'm looking. If you the one holding the cards and you call the shot, in my eyes, man, stand on your word.
Okay, what you want?
Shakur
I'm about to
has
come
done a
back.
lot of bad business moves. We know that. But Turkey is starting to let us see a little chink in his armor. Turkey letting us see a lot of stuff in his armor, and he letting me know, man, that hey, man, behind that business, man, too, most top level business, man,
man,
it's some BS.
man. Let
And
me
then
tell
I
you,
mean
the
with the
man
whole
is
Frank
worth
Martin
two
situation.
billion dollars on his own, CDK.
What
And
that
like
mean?
I showed you that budget that they got that's a well he can dip into. Shakur is like a penny. He's like literally the
Well,
value compared to this. No, I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm like
That's how
Cameron.
these
He
people
is
look
not a
at you.
pay-per-view
That's
star.
how they assess
Period.
your
listen,
value.
we can say whatever, but Mr. Hilton said it, and I'm saying it again. Your word. I don't know where y'all come from, but
I
my
get you,
word
CDK.
means everything. Understand? I'm not deferring from that. That ain't no. I'm not going off my square when it comes to your word for nobody. He told Shakur one thing. He should have stood on that. And then after that, if you want to let it go, move on. If you feel like you know what I'm saying, hey, we're gonna move on from this situation. But you go from three. Let me ask you a question. Which one of y'all would go from 3.5 to 500,000? You know what I'm saying? Man, none of us. None of
I
us.
mean, but he didn't get three. He didn't get 3.5.
No, Mr.
He never.
Hill, we know he didn't get it. He didn't get it. You're right. But Mr. Hill said that's what he was offered. I'm going off what I was just told on stage here. He was offered 3.5. Then he
I'm
came
saying, but
back. Right or wrong? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. He offered him 3.5 or told him he gonna give him 3.5.
I don't know
Then
if he was offered 3.5.
well, I'm just Mr. Hill
Well,
said
that's
it's
what
I
offered.
don't know.
that's what
Let
I'm
me
just
let me do the panel of it. I'll look it up.
yeah, look it up.
yeah.
Because if
Look
he
up and
was,
see
what I'm
what he was
saying is
truly
I'm just
offered
going
for.
off of what I was just told. And if that's true, then he
For what
wrong.
fight? For what fight?
I don't know. I'm going off what we were just told on stage.
No, what I'm saying is they say he was offered 3.5. I'm trying to say for
Oh,
what
okay. Then
fight
I don't
was he
know.
out?
I really don't know for him.
So I mean, I know he wasn't offered no 3.5 for Padley.
No,
No,
no, no, no,
maybe the
no.
what's the name?
It was
He
supposed to
wasn't
be
off.
Cepeda. It was supposed to be for Cepeda.
Okay.
Well, if he telling Zapata, let's negotiate, then that means Zapata's the A side.
At 3.5, I believe Shakur would have been the A side.
No. That's not what Shakur said. He told Zapata in the text or Oscar, whoever he was talking to in that tweet. He said, "Let's negotiate."
Yeah, but you know now, this what I do know. That was after they offered him that measly
So CDK.
$500,000. Yeah, go ahead,
So
sir.
CDK, Shakur and nobody is reporting a specific number that was offered.
Okay, what about that? I don't know.
All that Shakur is saying, hold on. All that Shakur is saying is Turkey promised me a number and now he's going back on his word. That's all that's been said. But hold
Okay,
on.
so
Hold on 1 second. The fight with Shakur and Zapata is still on because it's been ordered by the WBC. So
mhm.
it's gonna go to purse bid if a deal can be made with Golden Boy.
And get
And
what I
I don't
seen.
know.
Now, this what I do know.
We'll see if Turkey picks it up. Then we'll
Hey,
see
this
what he
what I
But
do
says.
the,
know.
but the, but the thing is, this is the problem. Turkey works with Eddie Hearn. He works with Oscar De La Hoya. Right
Yeah,
now, May 2nd, Turkey is supposed to put a fight on for Oscar De La Hoya.
yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya is not going to outbid Turkey.
No, he's not. But I did hear this. They said that it would be 75. Now I look it up, freak. I showed it to you the other day. I think if you remember, they said it would be 75-25, but it would be Shakur getting the 75 and him getting the 25. So that'll play in Shakur's favor anyway.
It's not 75. It's actually 70-30.
I mean,
It's
70-30. 70-30.
70-30. But it plays in his favor.
Yeah, you're
Only
right.
if
Yeah.
it's a substantial amount of money. Because
Right.
let's say Turkey goes out here and he bids 1.5 on the fight.
Yeah.
He bids 1.5 on the fight. Nobody outbids him. That man walks away with somewhere around 800,000. And
Let me
then
ask you this though.
that's before any of the fees he got to pay out. He walks
Free.
away with somewhere around 800,000.
Do you hold on, Free? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. But do you think Zapata himself is gonna take a cheap payday like it? Not only Shakur, we gotta put both of them in the equation now. You think Zapata
Yes,
gonna I don't think he will.
yes.
I don't
I'm,
think he'll
I'm gonna
take
tell
the $100,000.
I'm gonna tell you
I
why
know
he
he won't.
will.
I know he won't.
Listen, listen. I'm gonna tell you why he will. Because for one, the cards are stacked against Shakur. It's stacked against Shakur. They want Zapata to win that belt
He
because
not.
Zapata is in that stable long term. Shakur only has one more fight left, and then he's a free agent again. Zapata is signed for the long term. Turkey still has obligations to Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn for 18 months. So he's still going to be doing business with Oscar for the next 18 months. So they could make money off of Zapata being the champion with Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
When it
Hey,
when
Free.
it when it when it comes to Zapata, Zapata's not getting paid big money. He
Free. He
hasn't
just
got
made.
he hasn't got
Hold on 1 second. I'm reading to you what he made for his last fight because you said 850,000. Zapata made 850,000 fighting Tevin Farmer. Now, whoever up here, anybody else tell me you think he's gonna take $100,000 to fight Shakur Stevenson?
I'm telling you that he's
No
going to
way.
listen. You keep saying no, he ain't. But what I'm
Yeah,
telling you is,
yeah. I'm
if
gonna
they
keep.
if he's going to listen to the same way daggone Demetrius Bivol listen to daggone Turkey, they ain't going to listen to Turkey.
Demetri Beaver is getting about $10 million. I would listen for 10
Yes,
million. I'm not gonna listen for 100,000.
because he listened to Turkey. He did what
Yeah,
Turkey told him to do.
I'm asking
So
anybody else up here. Anybody else
But do
think?
you know that for a
Anybody?
fact
I'm
that
just
he
asking
that he
now.
would
Hold on.
get a hundred
Let me ask
thousand
y'all this, Market
dollars?
Dan. Anybody else up here gonna go for making 850,000 to fight Shakur, a bigger name, and take 100,000? Who else do that? Who does that? Which one of y'all do that?
No, it's
I think the only way that you do something, I'll let you speak. Go ahead, D. Free. My bad.
no. I was gonna say the choices that he has to make is either you fight for the championship or you don't. That
Yeah,
means you
that's
don't
it.
you don't get a title shot. You don't get a
I,
title shot.
I
So
don't think
where's
he want it. He don't anyway. He really don't want it.
I'm okay. I understand what you believe. I'm going off what the man said. I don't.
Who
I understand what you believe.
who
I'm
said
going off
who
of
said they gonna take their payday? Who I ain't gonna take they ain't taking that.
listen. If you let me finish saying what I'm saying, then you'll hear what I'm saying.
I
What
can
I'm
hear you.
saying is, because I didn't say it, because you keep cutting me off.
It don't sound right. It don't sound right. Like
Okay,
I said.
then go what you believe. Then go what you believe.
No, I'm going with the truth. The
No,
payday
then
has
go what you
not
believe.
said he'll take $100,000. You can't show me that nowhere. I got $100 for anybody can pull up right now and show me where's the pay to say he'll take $100,000 fight Shakur. I got $100 right now. Give me your cash out. I'm going off facts right now. Matter of fact, make it 500. I ain't even playing no game. Pull it up and show it to me right now and give me your cash out. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're not listening to what I said.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't say he was going to take $100,000. We just use a hypothetical. We use a hypothetical. You saying $100,000? I've never said that it was going to be $100,000 on his side.
He
We
won't
just use
take
a
more.
hypothetical. Oh my God.
Well, I'll say
I'm
this.
going our way. I'm gonna stand on this, Mr. Hill, y'all. He's not gonna take 200. He's not gonna take 300. I don't care if he get mad, what leave, whatever. You're not gonna tell me anything. I know better. I'm a business. You're not gonna come up here and say anything and get away with it. He's not going to take no $100,000, $200,000 to fight no Shakur Stevenson, and he just made $850,000 fighting Tevin Farmer. It don't even make sense. Common
Well,
sense
how
is
much did
common
Tevin
sense.
Farmer make?
I don't know, but I know he made $850,000, and I know this right here. This common sense. Ain't nobody that
But
damn
we
stupid.
don't. But
Excuse
but
me.
but 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 we don't know what he's going to be offered, or what the
No,
offer
we don't.
exactly
But
is,
what
or
I'm
what
going
the
off of,
or what
Market
the
Dan, is
number
what
was promised to Shakur CDK.
no,
Yeah,
Market Dan.
what he's saying is if it is the number is like 800, I mean 1.3 million, and
Thank you.
there's 730 split. He made 850 in his last fight with Tevin Farmer, a
Thank
fighter of less degree. You think that he's gonna accept less than that because he's
no,
now fighting a champion and somebody with a bigger name? I think that's what he's asking. Like,
Mr. Hill, you broke it down to the facts, just
You
like I
know.
wanted to say it.
so
I
so for
appreciate that.
me,
You
for
know.
me,
You
this
know.
is how he would do it. The only way he would do it is assurances are being made. And after that one fight on the mega card, the card of the century, where my man got robbed on television, he got up, went to check the judges and see what they had, and then went and told him, "Yo, you're down by this amount of rounds," and he didn't win a round after that, and
Yeah.
still somehow walked away with a draw. I could understand how assurances could be made. And
Yes.
you could say, "Hey, look, yo, I'm only gonna pay you this right here, but if you go along with the fight, we gonna make sure you come out on the good end of the stick, and then the
Yeah.
next fight we give you, you gonna get broke off." That's the only way somebody will go from taking $800,000 to less than $800,000 significantly.
Thank
Because
you.
if Shakur would be making 800 something thousand, and that's 70%, 30% is like 2,500,000. And for him to
Thank
get that, he gonna have to be having some assurances made to him, like, yo, it's gonna be a return on my investment. If I'm investing my time on this, I'm gonna get something on the back end later on.
now.
That would
Everybody
be
see
the
what
only
I'm
way
saying.
I see him doing it.
Now, mark it in. Now, do you see what I'm saying when Free threw that number out there? Why I said what I said? Is that
But, we,
understandable?
but like Free said, it's all hypothetical. We don't know
Yeah, it's
what's
hypothetical. It's hypothetical, and he's right. But what I'm saying, only thing I'm saying is hypothetically, they're not gonna take that money. That's not gonna happen. Hypothetically, you see what I'm saying, Mr. Hill? Like they're not gonna take. I just know. Listen, they're not gonna do that. And Free, you interrupted BBO a million times, and then you leave the stage. I'm just gonna throw that out there and talk for 35 minutes and don't let nobody talk. But then you get mad and leave the stage. I think that's rather kind of childish, in my humble opinion. That's how I feel about that. Well, I gotta get ready to go to work, man. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, I'm not taking. I'm gonna leave this at this. You can't pay me no peanuts when I just made you know what I'm saying, peanut butter. You just can't do it. I'm not gonna take it like that.
But
I'm not gonna do it.
I will say this.
I knew I'd get him back. I knew I'd get him back on stage.
He
No,
probably,
first of all,
I
you're
want to
not
get you
gonna
back up
call
here,
me
free.
out. You're not
I
gonna
didn't
call
throw
me
you
out.
out.
I was getting out my car. My
Oh,
phone
okay.
turned off.
I was gonna say, why? You know, man, I wouldn't dare throw you off stage, man. I was gonna say you thought I threw you out. Come on now. You know I wouldn't do that. You my brother. I ain't gonna do you like that. I was just saying free hypothetically. I'm just saying the same thing. You heard what Mr. Hill broke it down. Maybe I didn't break it down right, but he just said 30% of whatever is like $25,000.
Like I told you before, if you would have let me finish saying what I was saying, you would have heard the breakdown. But you
Go ahead.
want to keep saying, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So I'll let you go with what you believe.
Okay, go ahead, free. I'm listening.
No,
Go ahead.
you already heard it.
Okay.
You already heard it.
Well,
Thomas Hill
so
basically said the same thing that I was going to say. You already heard it. There's no need
yeah,
for me to
okay.
say it.
that's where D Free was going with it. That's what he was going to go
Okay.
saying. I mean, and that'd be the only way it would make sense. But we know for one thing that Turkey will go back on his word.
Yeah.
We know he
Right.
can have a power to affect a fight. So if I'm Shakur, I really got to watch how I negotiate with this fight. Because if it's anywhere where he has a scope on things, I'm not so certain that even if I dominate the fight, because let's be honest, a fight we just saw on his program, on his event card, was dominated by one side of the fight, and yet it was a draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like D Free said, we can make money off this dude being a champion because he's in our stable. We
Yeah.
can
I agree with
affect
that.
it to it. I wouldn't. I mean, I'd be really cautious with how I go about doing things with Turkey because Turkey, like D Free was saying, just like you were saying, he basically gave Devore a vendetta. Like you can try to go make that fight over at what's her name, but you won't be seeing no bread from me.
Yeah.
Whereas you can be on board and you can get $10 million. $10 million spent well here. Imagine we'll go across the world.
Hey, you know something, Mr. Hill, though, people ain't looking at. I don't think that the fight's gonna be. I mean, I think it's gonna be so one-sided, man, that it will be. I'm talking about the worst robbery in the history of boxing. That's how big a one-sided I think that fight gonna be if they do fight. I think Shakur gonna dominate. I just my now that's a whole nother topic, but I do feel like Shakur would dominate him. I'm talking about
Nah,
dominate.
no. See, this is what we have to remember. The only reason why a lot of people believe that Shakur is going to win because of how bad Zepeda looked against Tevin Farmer. But what people fail to take into consideration was Tevin Farmer was game enough to sit in a pocket with Zepeda. When Zepeda was throwing those 6-7 punch combinations. Shakur is not going to be game to sit in the pocket like that. He can't.
Hey,
You're right.
let me ask you a question, free. Let me ask you a question, free.
He can't beat
What
William
about when he?
Zepeda fight like he fought De Los Santos. He can't
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
William Zepeda that way.
Can
He
he
can't.
beat him? Can he beat him like it if he fought him like he fought Oscar Valdez?
No, because that means he would have to sit in the pocket.
No, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking
No,
because this is what he
no.
done with Oscar Valdez. We seen him sit in the pocket and we seen him punish him. What all I'm saying, we know
He'll
Shakur been
beat him
sitting
if
in
he
punches.
do it
But
like
we
De Los
saw
Santos,
Shakur
though.
box also in
No,
that
no,
fight.
no. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Oscar Valdez doesn't have a high punch volume like William Zepeda.
No,
So
he don't. He don't.
he
But I'm
he can
telling you,
sit
I
he can
think.
he can sit in
Go
the
ahead.
pocket with Oscar Valdez because he doesn't have to worry about a lot coming back. With Williams Zepeda is going to throw punches regardless if they're landing on the spot or if they landing on the arms or if they landing on the guard. He's going to throw punches regardless, and he's going to go to the body on a consistent basis. You have to give Williams Zepeda something to worry about to stop him from coming forward. You saw the only time that he actually stopped coming forward was when Tevin Farmer landed a combination. He took a couple of steps back and then he continued going forward.
I think he
But
gonna
if you
dominate. I think he dominates Williams Zepeda. I'm
the
talking
man, the
about.
man, the man just hurt his hand fighting a
Yeah,
daggone electrician.
he did.
You
But
you're not
I'm
gonna
just saying
you're not gonna
10
win
2.
against a Zepeda with a hurt hand.
10-2, 11-1. That's how bad I think he beat him. I'm not one of the people that's on the ladder that thinks Shakur is not great. I think Shakur is great. And I think he's gonna make a statement against Zepeda. And I'm
Nah,
waiting on it to happen. Yeah, I'm
I think
telling y'all, remember I said this. He's gonna make a statement against him, against Mr. Williams Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson gonna make a statement. He got something to prove. And I think he's gonna be in rough form and beat the Shakur Stevenson we know. And I can't wait for it to happen, you know what I'm saying? So people can sit back and say, give that man his just due and the credit that a lot of boxing
the
pundits
the
think that he is.
the problem with Shakur Stevenson is we've been waiting on him to make a statement for years now. We've been waiting on it. He
I've
hasn't
seen
done it
it.
yet.
Yeah, I
He,
mean, I've seen him make a statement. He made a free statement, but
nah, he didn't.
lately
He didn't. He didn't make no statement. He didn't make a statement. Everybody said, "Oh, he's going to show you he's on that level of a Floyd Mayweather far as a defensive fighter."
I
Then
ain't
he
going
get in
that
there.
far.
He got in there with a big punch and
Yeah,
he shied away.
You got Mr. Hill. I ain't going that far, but
yeah. There's only
yeah,
one
I
Floyd.
ain't one. I ain't one of them people free. I ain't one of them people right there. I'm saying I seen him make a statement against Jamal Hearn. I've seen him make a statement against Oscar Valdez. I'm just saying he's made a statement. I can't say he ain't made a statement
No, I'm,
because
I'm
he
gonna tell
had.
you, and the reason why I'm gonna tell you he didn't make a statement. You could say to Jamel Herring, if you want to give him Jamel Herring, that's fine. He beat
Okay.
Jamel Herring up. He beat Jamel Herring up. We all know
Yeah.
Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring was his sparring partner. They said he used to get out on Jamel Herring all the time in sparring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was familiar with Jamel Herring.
I agree.
Oscar Valdez, I don't give him the Oscar Valdez because I never thought Oscar Valdez was good.
I didn't either. I didn't either. But a lot of people got behind him. I ain't think he was that good either. Free. I got to agree with you on that 100%. I ain't think he was that good, but that's why I said he made a statement because he let people know he wasn't that good.
He definitely let the world know he wasn't as good as
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
thought.
he let the world know. That was a
I
statement.
mean,
Like,
But
Oscar
I hear
Valdez was a
I hear what
drug
both of you
cheat, but a
guys
lot
saying.
of people thought he lost to
Am I
Conceição.
putting it for myself? For
Lost to
me,
Conceição.
my grandkids.
Oh, you talking about Heron? I mean, you talking about Valdez? Yeah, Valdez did
oh,
lose.
okay,
Yeah, I'm talking
okay,
about Valdez. A lot of people thought
okay.
he lost to Conceição.
Yeah,
I
we
thought he
all saying.
lost to what's the name Lopez as well too.
Yeah, we all agreed that he ain't that good. Market Dan, me, Free, and Mr. Hill, and you, everybody up here. I think he.
I agree with both of you guys. I think that to a lot of people he did make a statement, but to people who really know what's going on, I don't think the statement was made, and I think that
Yeah,
that's why they want to see him against Cepeda. I agree also with both of you on the Cepeda Shakur fight. It could be a wash.
yeah,
And then it could be something that he just not ready for because, like D said, this man got pressure, and you gotta stop him because if you don't, he just coming and coming and coming. But I do know that sometimes, and
Oh,
even in
whoa,
those two
whoa,
formal
damn.
fights, he was throwing punches. A lot of that ish wasn't landing.
yeah,
So if he can somehow navigate in that bubble and be there to pop him, it's gonna look bad against Cepeda. But if he can't, it's gonna look bad against him, and that's what makes the fight intriguing.
yeah,
That
yeah,
being said, though, CDK, I seen Maxie Hughes whoop the dog snot out of Scambosis and
yeah.
still lose.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I
Like
seen that.
10-2.
I seen that. He got robbed in that fight. He got robbed. I'm talking about highway robbery, main corner pocket robbery, man, whatever you want to call it. That man got robbed in that fight. I think Free. Didn't we cover that fight, Free?
Yeah,
Yeah. We covered it.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
And
and
I
I
seen.
the
mean,
vibe exploded.
I also seen two guys who was relatively unknown by most people that watch boxing with Michael Fox and I forgot the dude opponent that he fought. I seen Michael Fox get robbed badly.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure. I forgot the
yeah.
name of that. But yeah.
Who the Michael Fox fight?
It was this happened like what 3 years ago,
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of who was it. Who was that fight when they got robbed and everybody was
It
talking
was
about it?
some Brazilian Olympian that the WBA was trying to
Damn,
push.
and I can't
Remember?
remember who that was.
That was a huge situation because they found out the judge was racist. She had
Yeah.
a bunch
Oh.
of tweets on her Twitter talking about Michelle Obama's a monkey and
Oh wow.
saying Floyd Mayweather is a duck. That's all that kind of stuff.
Hey, yeah, I mean, these three judges could be racist too. They could
Yeah,
be
you right.
fans of the Mexicans.
I agree with y'all on that. I mean, like what everything y'all saying is just 100% facts. All I'm saying is like Free. I just feel like that
Oh,
that's just my personal opinion of what I
and
think he
this
is as a boxer.
and this is another
Salute.
reason why Shakur doesn't want it to go to purse bid. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you another reason why.
Go ahead.
Let's say Oscar De La Hoya wins the purse bid, and Turkey said, "I'm not bidding on it. You go ahead and bid on it, Oscar." Oscar wins the purse bid.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess where they're gonna fight at? In that
Well,
small little arena, that small ring that he fought Tevin Farmer in a couple of weeks ago. That's where they're gonna fight at.
yeah. You right because if he wins Free, Shakur they get to pick the ring size and everything where he can move around, don't
Yeah, they get to pick everything.
he?
The
Everything.
where they fight at, the ring size, the glove size,
Yeah.
who walks out first, who walks out last. All that is going to the person that won the purse bid.
Do you think Eddie Hearn will? Let me ask you, ask y'all this. Y'all think Eddie Hearn will allow De La Hoya to win the purse bid? I'm asking, being serious. Y'all think he would?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
you
crazy.
forgot you forgot Eddie Hearn had Devin Haney for a long time. He
Yeah.
didn't bid on that Shandor Martin fight.
So you right. You right. You right. You right. And that was crazy too.
I mean, Shandor Martin's not. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
He
Yeah,
didn't bid
remember?
on that. Shandor Martin ended up becoming the WBC champion because nobody bid on the fight. I think
Devin Haney got mad.
only one person bid on the fight, and it was like 1.4 million. And
Yep.
Devin Haney said, "Man, I'm dropping this belt."
So did Devin Haney got mad. Devin Haney got mad behind that free, as I recall. He
And
got
that
mad at
and
him.
that's why I said Shakur don't want it to go to purse bid because Devin Haney was a undisputed champion in the weight class before that.
Yeah, I agree with you on the purse bid. I've been agree with you on the purse bid. I don't think either one of the guys wanted to go to a purse bid because Turkey's already lowballed him. That's what I was trying to say, Free. He's already lowballed him. So he's not going to put up a lot of money for a purse bid. Like, I agree 100% with you.
But
That's
see,
what
the
I'm
thing
saying.
is,
Yeah.
Turkey, according to the reports, Turkey low bid Shakur. We don't know if he low bid Zapata.
Yeah, you're right. I'm talking about, but if it goes to purse bid, does he have to pay him what he say he gonna pay him, or can he give him something under the table?
He could give Zapata whatever he want. He could say, you know what? For taking this fight, I'm gonna give you a $6 million bonus.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Now, see, that's how, like, everything you saying, Free, could possibly work out. He might tell Zapata, I'm gonna give you this. Don't worry about what the purse bid say.
Yeah, or I mean, he could do whatever he want. But what I just see, this is the problem that I have because everybody, I heard the 500,000. Somebody else said it earlier today. My
Yeah,
problem is I don't know what the number was that he was promised, and I don't know what the number was that he was offered.
me either. I don't know the number. That's what I was saying. I don't know the number either. I would like to know the number. I wish I knew the number to see what was turned down and what made Shakur change his mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because
what happened?
and let's say he was promised 3.5.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get 3.5 in your last fight, and you took that fight.
So did. But what if, let me ask you a question, Free, be honestly. Now, 3 point, if they offer me 3.5 and then Turkey come back and say I give you 3 million, I'm not turning that down. If I hear that right there, I'm gonna turn on Shakur. If they tell me it went from 3.5 to 3, I'm gonna turn on them. Now, if it go from 3.5 to 500,000, something like that, we just saying hypothetically, then I'm not gonna be mad at them. I can understand that. But I would like to know, until, like you say, Free, until we know the exact numbers, it's hard to really take a side in this whole situation. Because we
I,
don't
I
know.
mean, my whole thing is because Shakur also tweeted out after that, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's not about the money. I just want the fight." Well, if
Oh,
it
well,
ain't about if
yeah.
it ain't about the money, take the offer that Turkey gave you.
Yeah. If it's not about the money, now, Shakur, take the fight, man. If it's not about the
Exactly.
money, if it's not
And
legacy.
CDK, a point I want to make: Shakur is somebody that's known for going back on his word
Yes,
a
he is.
lot.
Hey, you know me. I'm keep it honest. Yes, he is. I 100% agree. You're not gonna get no argument
Known
out
for
of him.
contradicting himself a
Yeah,
lot.
yes, he is. Listen, Market Dan, I'm not gonna defend that. I'd be crazy to defend him when it comes to that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just talking about, we talking about the whatever he talking about. Turkey went off his word. Shakur do a whole lot of stuff that's ridiculous. He turned down the Devin Haney fight. That to me was a duck move. I stand on it. I say it to this day. I feel like it was a duck move. He refused to take that fight. Devin Haney offered him money not once, but twice, as Free told me. I didn't even know it was 2 times, but Free told me it was twice instead of once. Ain't that correct, Free?
It
Um,
was twice.
I mean,
First time he sent him 25%. The second time he sent
no,
him
no, 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 no,
30%.
no, no,
That the
no,
WBC.
no, no, no. You talking about Devin Haney?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Devin Haney Shakur.
No, no. What it was. He offered him a low flat fee first time, and then he offered him 700,000 the second time, and then the last time he offered him 25% of everything. And Shakur said no. Every time Shakur kept saying, I want 50-50. I want 50-50. I want 50-50. He even petitioned to the daggone sanctioning body for 50-50. He literally said, I want 50-50, but we'll take whatever you decide. So he had offers. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, they didn't give him a reasonable offer." They gave him 3 offers. He never changed from what he said. Usually, when y'all in negotiation, one person shoots high, the next person shoots low, and y'all meet somewhere in the middle. Well, if one person shot low and he's moving up every time, but the other person shot high and he's staying high the whole time, y'all not negotiating.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, my phone, my computer went dead, man. I don't know what happened. I got it plugged up. I apologize, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm back.
So that's the problem. He's
Now
not. He wasn't trying to negotiate.
Yeah, BBO back in the BBO back in the audience, y'all. Just pay attention to the comments. Let's see what he can say, so he can stir us up. BBO,
Yeah.
can y'all hear me?
I
Can
just.
y'all?
I mean,
I
when you
can.
have a person that goes back on his own word multiple times, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for the dude. Because
Yeah,
one minute you saying this, the next minute you saying that, then you agree to fight a man on a certain percentage, and then you go behind his back, who's supposed to be
The,
your friend, to take a higher percentage to give him a lower percentage. I'm like, dog. And then and that's not the only time he did it. He also did it with daggone Robert Kasich. He
not
did
only
it with
that,
Robert Kasich.
not only that, CDK, the man contradict himself because you could find it later in fight hype interviews where
yeah,
he said,
I
"Oh, it's
agree.
just a narrative out here that I won't take less to make the fights, that I won't be the B side." Shut up! You
Hey,
was in
Morgan
that
Dan,
situation.
Morgan Dan, you can't push me to believe to say anything different. I agree with everything y'all saying about him contradicting himself, about him ducking Devin. He done all that. I agree 100%.
And this another thing too. Now I understand that he said Turkey gave me a number, and he's going back on that number. What if Turkey had told him, "Yeah, I'm willing to pay you this, but it's for this level of a fight"?
That's possible, but hey, I thought it was for the Williams to pay the fight. That's what I thought it was for free, but that's possible.
I mean, according to them, he went over to Matchroom to get the bag. Because remember when he first signed with Matchroom, the narrative was he's about to fight Joe Cordina for $5 million. I was like, they ain't about to give him no $5 million. They were like, no, he is. He about to get $5 million to fight Joe Cordina. And then he hurt his hand, and then he was about to fight Kid Austin. So everybody assumed the $5 million was going over to where him fighting the Kid Austin. Well, then Kid Austin had to pull out of the fight, and then he fought the electrician. They didn't
Yeah.
change. They didn't change the contract. They just put the electrician in the spot where Kid Austin was at.
Hey,
So it came out that Shakur only got 2.1.
yeah. Y'all done gave that man a dang name, the electrician. I know he do. I know he's an electrician for real, but we don't even know the man's name no more. I just know
Josh
him by
Padley.
electrician. What is it?
Josh Padley.
I
Yeah,
believe
Josh
he
Paddy.
now. Yeah, I think he the only person in boxing now that people just think he the only one that got a job outside of boxing. That's what it seems like. He the only boxer in the world that got a job outside of boxing.
No, I mean, and
Mm,
then you got to remember, he shouldn't have got no 2.1 for Josh Padley. That's not a 2.1 money fight. That should have been
that's on
somewhere
Kid
around.
Austin. That's not on Shakur, bro.
I ain't saying it's on Shakur, but maybe Turkey's looking at it. Look, I just gave you 2.1 to fight Josh Padley. You could take a little bit less to fight Zapata in this fight because I overpaid for that fight. Now you could take a little bit less to fight this fight.
Free.
Shakur,
You
man.
see BBO comment. You see BBO comment on. You see it.
Yeah, I seen him. I mean, it doesn't matter.
What you
What he
say,
say?
Free?
I, it, it doesn't matter at all. I
Nah,
mean,
hey,
I
I love it.
I
I
know I
love
know I know BBO just go up here and go off of feelings. He don't go off of facts. He go off
it.
of feelings
You heard that,
because
BBO?
he keeps talking about, oh, the man didn't force his mandatory on Canelo. He can't force a mandatory. There's no fighter in the sport of boxing that can force a mandatory. All they can do is petition to become the mandatory. It's still up to the sanctioning body. They gotta force the mandatory.
Yeah, they got to pull the trigger on it. They got to. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it right there. Man, I gotta get it. Man, I enjoy. I'm talking about I done had the time of my life today, man. I gotta get out of here. I supposed to been gone 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm about to get in here and do some more applications. I got some
Okay.
more people I gotta bring on board.
Hey, free,
We
send me
got
that information because I told you if you got this down this way, I know plenty of people, man, right here in Clark and Nashville that's looking for work. Good brothers
yeah.
too, and stuff that will make good security, do good with the security stuff.
All right, I probably send you the information tomorrow because we have a state directors meeting tomorrow. So I'm gonna be headlining that meeting tomorrow
Okay.
for all the new contracts. Cause we got like 4 new contracts in DC. We got 3 new contracts in Maryland, and I know we got 2 new contracts in Tennessee, and I think we got 2 new ones in Florida. So we got a bunch of contracts, and we about to start putting out hiring posts on Indeed and on our webpage. So I get the actual information of what he's looking for and where the location is, and then I get with you.
Okay, I appreciate that, man. What time y'all going live tonight, BVO? Free. What time y'all gonna do all that? What time y'all gonna do y'all thing tonight?
We probably go live like around 8:05, 8:15, something like that. I'm trying to debate if I'm gonna do my football show tonight or if I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's probably gonna be tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate that. And Market Dan, you still there?
No, he just dropped off.
Oh, I been tell Market Dan, next time you come on stage, you bring your you bring your voice with me. Don't bring your white voice, you bring your other voice. You hear me?
Yeah, and make sure he bring a mute button to mute himself when he about to curse.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta get a mute button. I gotta get a mute button some kind of way. But Market Dan, I
I
want to be your other voice.
I got a joint on my sound bar. I'm about to start putting it on when we do the BBO show because dudes be
Yeah.
cursing out of blue.
Yeah, I need one. Hey man, that's
uh,
all he do. That's all he do is cuss. He can't help himself.
yeah, he became grown and he said, "Oh, I couldn't curse when I was a kid. I'm grown now," and he been cursing like a sailor ever since.
Yeah, video, everybody, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm finna go to work. I gotta get out the door. Man, this is Sports Talk Network, CDK. Y'all know what it is. BVO, D Free, Mr. Hill, everybody, man. Market Dan Prize, man. Dub Right Side. Man, I don't want to leave out anybody. Crush the legend. Man, listen, man. Uh what Tommy show called? What Tommy show called? Can you hear me? What's the name of Tommy show? I'm trying
I
not to
didn't say
leave
that
nobody
again.
out. I was trying to. I said I ain't trying to leave nobody out. I was calling out
Oh,
everybody. Doug Right Side, BVO, D Free, Thomas Hill,
TD
Crush the Legend, Prize Fight,
Sport,
everybody.
TD Sports.
Okay, TD Sports One, man. Hey, we in the building, man. We doing our thing, man. Salute and shout out to all my brothers, man. Y'all be on the lookout for us. We doing big things tomorrow. At what time they gonna have Brian Norman and Brian Norman Jr. as guests on BVO? Show BVO, that's BVO, I think Boxing LLC, if I got it correct. What time would they be on tomorrow?
Tomorrow 8:05.
Tomorrow 8:05, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tune in for that, man, and don't miss that, man. That's gonna be a great interview. We know Brian Norman's coming off a big win, man. This
Yeah, I'm
CDK
about to
Sports
see.
Talk Network, and we out.
We out.
Peace.